Today, I'm going to be taking this James Harden build and going from 60 overall all the way up to 99 overall. The only rule of this video is that I'm not allowed to spend any money on VC whatsoever to upgrade James Harden's build, but I am allowed to play MyCareer, so I'm going to be showing you the most optimized and quickest way to get VC as a no money spent player here in NBA 2K26. So I hope you enjoy the journey as I take this 60 overall James Harden build and turn him into one of the most overpowered and fun builds that I've used on this game. And here we are, ready to start another 60 to 99 here on 2K26. We are in season 6 now, and you can see all of the builds that I have on my account. You can see the last two 60 to 99s that we did, Kyrie and Jokic. And now it is time to go ahead and make our new player. This time, unfortunately, we will not be doing an NBA template build. I just didn't really see there were any that interested me. So I'm going to go ahead and make my own James Harden build, left-handed, number 13. This is going to be based off prime James Harden. We got point guard, 6'5", 215 pounds with a 6'7" wingspan. And here are the stats. We get a 78 close shot, which is pretty decent. We also get a 93 driving layup. That's going to be able to get us a lot of gold finishing badges. We get a 62 driving dunk, but I'm going to be using 5 cap breakers on this later down the line, and that's going to get it all the way up to an 87 driving dunk. We also get an 80 mid-range shot, a 90 three-point shot, which I will also be using some cap breakers on that three-pointer to get it all the way up to a 95 at some point, so I'm excited for that. We also get an 82 pass accuracy and a 90 ball handle, and again, I have some cap breakers, so that ball handle is going to get up to a 95 at some point throughout this grind. You also get an 86 speed with ball. The defensive stats aren't anything too crazy. Again, it's a James Harden build, so 50 interior defense, 71 perimeter, 73 steal, just enough to where we're able to play some solid defense out there with the James Harden build. We also get an 86 speed, 75 agility, 75 strength, and a 75 vertical. So this is the James Harden build. Again, I have around 15 cap breakers on my account, so we're going to be using that on driving dunk, three-pointer, and ball handle. So I'm really excited for this build. When you see we go ahead and create it, we do get shades of James Harden, and the build is called a three-point sniping creator, which in my opinion sounds exactly like James Harden. The only weaknesses about the build is that we can't finish above the rim, which we're going to fix with some cap breakers. So we're going to go ahead and create this James Harden build. Obviously, we cannot use rebirth, or it would just defeat the purpose of a 60 to 99 in my opinion, if we just got all of our badges and everything like that right off of the bat. So we're going to go ahead and start our MyCareer here. Again, I'm going to be showing the best way to go through this MyCareer if you want to go ahead and follow along and make a lot of VC along the way. So you want to go ahead and skip to the NBA draft to start off, and you can see the build right here is looking solid. Obviously, we have no badges or anything on this player just yet, and we can also go ahead and look at what animations 2K did give us for this build. Unfortunately, since it's not an NBA template build, we don't just get all of his animations right off of the bat, but they did give us a good amount of James Harden's animations. We get his motion style, we get his pass style, signature size up, crossover, hesitation, step back. So we have about half of his animations, and I will be going ahead and throwing all of those on once we're able to get them. But before we get all of that done, we did have to go ahead and use some of the rest of the VC that I had on my account to go ahead and get this James Harden jersey, and obviously his pants as well, to get him looking like James Harden out there. Again, I decided to go with the Rockets uniform because when I think of prime James Harden, I'm thinking 2017, 2018 MVP James Harden. You know, we also had to go ahead and drip him out with his shoes as well. I decided to go with the Harden 9s, and now we are down to 1500 VC. We also do have those 15 cap breakers that we're going to be able to use. So now we can go ahead and start off this 60 to 99 journey with James Harden. Of course, first thing we got to do is hit up the daily rewards, and we actually get 1500 VC from the daily rewards. So a great start. We also got to hit up the daily pick'em. Pretty much this is what I'm going to be doing every single day I hop on my account. And then also if we have any daily challenges like perform a team out in the city, we can go ahead and get a free 500 VC from that as well. Before we continue, our partners over at DraftKings Pick 6 have an offer you don't want to miss out on. When you download DraftKings Pick 6 and sign up with my code ABTW and place a $5 play, DraftKings Pick 6 will give you $50 in bonus picks instantly. Pick 6 is DraftKings' newest fantasy game, and it is the easiest way to play for big wins. It's pretty simple, just pick more or less on any player's stats, and the more you get right, the more you win. And that's the only kind of upside you're going to find on DraftKings Pick 6, and DraftKings Pick 6 is also available in every orange state on the map. So go over to the App Store and download DraftKings Pick 6 and use my promo code ABTW. Just place a $5 play, and DraftKings Pick 6 will give you $50 of bonus picks instantly. And once again, shout out to DraftKings Pick 6 for sponsoring today's video. And now we can go ahead and head into the theater. We're going to be going to the 3v3 casual court. If you've seen me do any 60 to 99 overall challenge before, this is how I always started out. We got to test out the build online before we get into any MyCareer or anything like that. We got to see how the build is feeling, and you see right off the bat, we're already giving up free threes, so not a great start to Harden's online career, but we're going to see what we can do on offense here. Obviously, the dribble moves aren't going to be anything too crazy, but actually getting by my defender right there and getting a free 2. So Harden is already off to a great start in this game, but unfortunately, the defensive end is going to be a struggle, especially these games at a 60 overall. But again, I'm getting the ball here on offense going all the way down, and did you see that little speed boost? For some reason, the 60 overall Harden build is actually feeling not too slow right now. And we're snagging boards. We got a 1-point lead in this game. Could we possibly start off the 60 to 90? Okay, I was gonna say, could we possibly start the James Harden 60-99 off with a win? But with shots like that and teammates like this, it's not gonna get it done. We're down 10-6 already. I knew this would probably be a struggle, and we're getting dunked on. So this first game is not going well. Usually these casual court games with a 60-99 does not go very well, but you see we're getting to the rim yet again. The dribble moves are actually feeling pretty decent, but unfortunately we're down 8-16. This guy on my team was not very good at all. He was just shooting up those crazy shots pretty much every single possession. I do get a nice little assist to the AI on our team that we had, but again, my guy was just getting cooked the whole time. 19-11 now. He's just kind of in my way, running around. I mean, these are the kind of people you get on the casual court. We're going to get a little jump shot going here, and yeah, that's probably not the greatest shot selection. I see my guy out there on the three-point line, and he actually knocks one down, so credit to him for that. 19-14. Now, we actually are having a pretty decent game. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, but no real defense was being played out there at all. So we end up losing our first game, unfortunately, 21-14, but we do get 200 VC, and you can see our teammate shot 1 for 6. So that's just really not going to get it done. So I decided to try one more game out here on the casual court to see what we could do. You see, we're bringing it up here on this possession. Actually going to find this guy out here on the three-point line, and he knocks it down. And this is just one thing I'm really excited about this James Harden build. Obviously, right now, we're only a 60 overall, so it's kind of hard to tell what the build's going to look like, but I'm just excited for a build. As you see, we go ahead again for the nice, easy layup, but I'm just excited for a build that has high ball handle, a pretty decent dunk, high 3-ball, just a really, really overpowered build, especially at point guard. On offense, I'm just really excited for the potential of this build, especially with all the cap breakers that I have now. It's going to be a really, really ton of fun, and I hope you guys are locked in for this grind. You see, we're struggling again in this game right now, down 14-5. I'm trying my best, trying to dime my teammates up a little bit. We got 2 points, 2 assists right now, but we're down 17-8, and again, the defense is looking like we're struggling. We can't really grab any rebounds. We actually do tip that one away out in transition. We're gonna get another nice, easy bucket. So, hey, we're trying our best out here as a 60 overall. Obviously, we can't really shoot or anything like that, but we can pass it to our teammates when they are wide open. And we're actually kind of in this game. Unfortunately, my guard over here was kind of getting cooked. Chef Pastry D, I don't know why this guy's even in the casual court. I mean, look how he's dribbling. he's dribbling and shooting like that in the casual court, you need to go out to the park or some other type of mode. Just leave the casual court to, you know, guys like me out here on a 60 overall, just trying to get by and just earn some VC. But unfortunately, we would end up missing and they would come down and get another nice easy bucket. So we lose 22-13, but we did walk away with 222 VC. So not all that bad for the casual court, but it is time to go ahead and leave the casual court and play one more online game. And we're actually going to go ahead and head into the park now. And luckily, I started this challenge around 11 p.m. at night. So after I played those theater games, I got a new set of daily challenges, and a couple of those challenges involved the park. So we're able to get around 500 VC just by playing a park game, which is going to be really, really nice. Unfortunately, we still have to work on our shooting, missing that wide open three. But hey, we're going to go ahead and get our teammates involved. I don't just want to shoot these guys out of the game. We know I don't have a three-point shot right now. We've tested out the jump shot and it's just not looking good. So we got to go ahead and just, you know, play make a little bit, grab rebounds, just do what we can to try and get our team a win. You see, they're just leaving me wide open for three because they realized I was a 60 overall. But luckily, I had this guy on my team and he was actually playing out of his mind. You see, we're up 6-2 at this point. I literally just ran into the park and hopped on this first no squad court. I don't know who these guys are whatsoever, and I'm not sure if the other team was a squad or not, but hey, we're gonna come out here and try and get a win. It's 6-6 and they're just leaving me wide open, so I just really have to facilitate the ball. And again, luckily we have this guy on our team. He's kind of sparking right now. Unfortunately, I do leave my guy wide open, so they take the lead right back 12-9. So we're kind of in this game right now. Probably not going to do much scoring, unfortunately, but as long as we can go ahead and try and get a win, as you see, yeah, there's just not going to be much scoring going on. I don't know if it was this shot that I was using. I think it was Shay's animations that I had for my jump shot, or that I had probably a 50 or 60 three-point shot in midi, but shooting, it was just not happening on the 60 overall James Harden. You see this guy's just sitting paint, but my guy, by the way, was hooping in this game. He's carrying right now. We're up 15-14. I can also play a little bit of defense. I know what I'm doing. I might not have any defensive stats whatsoever, but we're playing lockdown right now, and somehow he hits that 20% contested layup. Can't play much better defense than that on a 60 overall, but our other teammates said, hey, I can score as well. These guys are absolutely carrying me right now. 2 rebounds, 4 assists. I'm kind of just playing a role of a facilitator, not really doing much scoring. Obviously, we know that. Easy Sniper is going to go ahead and dunk that one down, but it's 18-18. We could go ahead and win this game and get our first win as a 60 overall. And we're going to do exactly that. He hits another crazy shot. Shout out to those two guys for carrying James Harden to his first win. 300 VC, 6,300 my points as well. Not too shabby. But after all of those games that we played, we got the extra VC from the wheel spin as well. We're all the way up to 5,200 VC already. So I decided, hey, before we hop into MyCareer, let's get a 61 overall going. Maxing out our driving dunk at a 62 because it was pretty inexpensive. And then we get our three-point shot up to a 60. So now we can already get that 87 driving dunk that I was talking about with 5 cap breakers, and that's going to get us the 87 driving dunk that we wanted on this build. Going to go ahead and keep the 3-point sniping creator build name. Just feel like that fits James Harden too well to change. But now that we've used up all of our VC yet again, we got to try and get some more at a 61 overall. We're going to head into our MyCourt, and now I'm going to be showing you again the best VC method in NBA 2K26. Before we do it, you want to go ahead and look at your GOAT skills. If you've never played MyCareer before, I would recommend doing Greenlight and the Long Ranger. Those are the best two. You can see what we're looking for here. You'll find them in your GOAT skills, and basically you just activate these a bunch of times while you play MyCareer, and you'll be rewarded with a bunch of VC while we work on the methods that we're working on throughout this video. But for me, I'm going to be doing pretty mid and molten in the middle. Just make sure you have 2 GOAT skills on for now that you've never worked on before, and I'll talk about the rest a little bit later down the line with everything that involves GOAT skills. But for now, go ahead and walk up to your board and select whatever team you want to work out for. This is the team that you will be playing on. For me, I decided to do the Oklahoma City Thunder for mainly two reasons. One, they're probably the best MyCareer team in the game, and two, they had the number 13 available and the Rockets did not. I would have liked to have James Harden on the Rockets, but we end up getting a B+ or higher, so that's going to secure us a spot on the Oklahoma City Thunder. So now we can go ahead and talk to Austin, and then we can go ahead and walk up to our board and start draft night. Now, I'm sure a lot of you already know this method from MyCareer. The game's been out for a while now, but this is just for all of my new guys, or if you want the best updated method for this kind of out-of-bounds storyline, getting into your passion project, everything like that. We're going to be breaking it down for the best and fastest way to get all of this done. But after you get drafted, you want to go ahead and go straight to your settings. This is why we go ahead and do this before we start the out-of-bounds storyline, so we can turn our game difficulty on rookie. And then to make it go by even faster, turn all of this stuff off, and then turn your commentary language to Chinese so that you can skip the halftime stuff when you're in a MyCareer game. Just a little extra tips and tricks for you there. And now we can go ahead and start this out-of-bounds storyline. If you've never done this before, unfortunately for this first high school game, you do have to play the entire game, but it's on mega rookie mode, so you can kind of just mess around, do whatever you want, drop 60 points like I did, and then you can go ahead and get out of here. Doesn't really take too long to do. We do go ahead and secure 18,000 my points and 755 VCs, so looking good already. Then we want to go ahead, walk up to our board, and now we got to play this Dion's Open Run. This is just a basic 5v5 game, 221. Again, it's on basically rookie mode, so it's really easy to score. Just make sure whatever GOAT skills that you decided to work on, you are doing them in these games as well. You can do it in MyCareer and in these Dion Open Court Run games. So we go ahead, finish off that game, and we also get 393 VC from that as well. And then it's going to ask you to join an AAU team. I would recommend selecting the High Flies because that is going to get you the fan bonus accelerator, and we're going to be needing those fans later down the line for this method. So make sure you just select the High Flyers. It is the best one to do. And then we're going to have about 4 games to play here in this little AAU circuit, or whatever you want to call it. I would recommend fouling twice as soon as you get into the game, and then that is going to take you all the way to halftime, and then you just have to play out this 10-minute half. It is a little bit annoying, but again, it doesn't really take that long to do. Just do whatever you got to do, win the game, score 45 points like I did, and then you already have one of them done, and you just have to do it 3 more times. You see we walk away with 763 VC, a decent amount of my points as well. So even though these games do take around 10 minutes to do for each one, you get around 700 VC for all of them, and you get a decent amount of my points as well. So if maybe you're doing a 60 to 99 like me, it is beneficial to play all of these games. You get good VC, you get good my points. So once we're all done with that AAU circuit, we'll get another cutscene with Austin. He's going to ask us to join either Paris FC or Basket Madrid, and Basket Madrid is the better of the two. I believe you have to play one less game when you select Basket Madrid, so go ahead and do that. Walk up to your board yet again. You have to play a little team practice. This guy's going to stare into your soul for some reason, and then we're pretty much doing the same thing again in these games, but the only difference is you want to foul twice in the first quarter. These games are quarters, not halves, so foul twice in the first quarter, and that'll take you to halftime. And then you want to foul once again in the third quarter, and then that's going to take you all the way to the fourth quarter, to where you only have to play for about 5 minutes in all of these games. So go ahead, knock all of these out, win every single game. And this is very important. If you get any type of interview or anything like that, make sure you always select the option with fans. That is very important for this method. So we get our 700 VC from that, and then we just have 3 more games left to play. So we're going to go ahead and knock all of these out. Again, getting around 700 VC for all of them, and around 40,000 my points in each of them as well, which is honestly really solid. So we ended up winning this little European championship, and now we can go ahead and collect the last little bit of VC from the out of bounds storyline. Again, if you get any type of interview, always select the option with fans. It'll be really beneficial later down the line. And just like that, we have completed the out of bounds storyline. We get 2,500 VC and a my points accelerator, which is going to help out a ton. And we are already back up to 13,000 600 VC. So I wanted to work on my 3-point shot. Obviously, we need to do that. Decided to upgrade it all the way up to an 81, getting us to a 64 overall. And now we can go ahead and start our first NBA season as well. Austin is going to ask you to select some key game goals. I would just recommend selecting one that has only win under it. That's just going to be the quickest way to get all of these key games done in your first season. So go ahead and head over to the NBA arena. And now we're going to play our first NBA game. Now, this is pretty important. You want to go ahead and drop as many points as possible in this game. This is the only game that you'll have to play every single minute. But I would recommend just playing the whole thing out, activating your GOAT skills when you can, and just dropping as many points as possible in your first NBA game. It's just going to help later down the line. I'll explain a little bit later why exactly you want to do that. And then again, make sure you're selecting the option with fans for any interviews. And then we also get 70,000 my points in that game and 773 VC, along with some decent badge progress as well. But after that first game, you'll get a text from Austin. He's going to tell you to head back to your MyCourt. And now we're going to be talking about endorsements, more specifically the Passion Project. This is where we're going to be getting a bunch of VC to start off this James Harden build. Easily the best VC method still on 2K26, at least in my opinion. I've kind of optimized it to where I can get it done very, very quickly. So if you've been following along all the steps that I've been doing, you can do the same. You can see the badges we've been working on. Not too shabby, not anything too crazy. We got a couple of bronze badges. Unfortunately, we still can't unlock our build specialization because I don't have a 60 mid-range shot. So we still need to work on that. But we did have a new daily reward spin to do. Unfortunately, we don't get any VC this time. We only get 10 ball handling, but we can go ahead and select some new daily pick'ems as well. And I forgot to do this the first day I was on the account. We want to go ahead and hit up the 2K TV, answer all of these questions correctly, and we got around 1,000 to 2,000 VC, probably closer to 2,000 for the 2K TV, so that was nice. And now we can head over to the open run court yet again. Now we can start working on this Passion Project. We got to play 2 games on the open court athletics, so we can go ahead and knock these games out. You also do get 500 VC every single day that you complete one of these games. It's just kind of a daily challenge thing. So we're going to be getting 500 VC from this game as well. So we go ahead and finish that up. Again, a very, very easy game. We actually completed Dion's challenge, so we got 3 times the amount of badge progress along with the 400 VC, so that was nice. We're getting some good badge progress, we're getting some good VC. This is what the 60 to 99 is all about, as we get 400 VC from that game, and we also get 1,000 VC from the merchandising tier 1 quest. And now Austin's going to text us again, head back to our MyCourt, and then Dion's going to text us. He's going to tell us about the Passion Project. He's got this guy we want to play with. So we have to head back to the open court again to play 2 more games this time. So we're basically playing with this Colby Starks guy, getting all of these games done. 433 VC yet again, knocked both those games out. And now we've got pretty much everything set up for the Passion Project. You see we completed that quest line. And now after all of that we just did, we're back up to 7,100 BC. So I wanted to go ahead and get our 3-pointer up to an 84, and we also got our mid-range up to a 59. And the main reason I decided to go with an 84 3-point shot was so that we could get the James Harden jump shot. So now the next time we go online, we're going to be looking even more like James Harden out there with pretty much all of his shooting animations. I put his hop jumper on, his go-to shot, pretty much any James Harden animation that was free. I went ahead and bought it and equipped it. And then I also decided just to make a quick little dunk style. So I put on Manu and Klay Thompson dunks because we're not able to get the James Harden package just yet. We need a 63 vertical for that. But now our animations are looking even better. We're going to be looking like James Harden even more the next time we hop onto online. But before we do that, I decided to hit up the race of the week. You get about 500 VC from doing this once a week as well. So decided to knock that out. And now that we've done that, we can go ahead and head over to the art of shooting, just doing all the little housekeeping things that we need to do before we hop online. Hopefully we get this 60 to 99 done before the 3 weeks are up for this lethal shooter. So we go ahead and knock all of these out, get our lethal zones. Those red zones will turn purple once we get them hot and everything like that. And then we had another little daily challenge to do as well. Perform a Teemo in the city. We got 500 VC from that. And now I decided to take a little bit of a break from the MyCareer and head into the 1v1. And this was not the best decision. I'll just come out and say it right off the bat. I was expecting, hey, I'm on a 66 overall black plaque build. It shouldn't be anything too crazy. I should be playing some people that are around my level as a low overall, low plaque, and I just was not expecting to run into a starter 4 with a mascot on. The mascot's not anything too crazy, but yeah, safe to say this guy was a try-hard, and I pretty much just stood no chance. I still was not able to get my jump shot down. I don't know if it was this James Harden shot. I mean, I have an 84-3. I feel like I should be able to knock him down. We can dunk the ball at least as we get on the board right here. So it's 9-2 right now. I'm trying my best. This guy actually knows what he's doing, and he's on like a 71 overall build. So we're going to try our best getting another dunk right there. 9-4, snatching back. Right there is looking like James Harden. I just can't get this shot down. I don't know what it was, if it's just the pure James Harden or if maybe I was just mistiming it. I'm not exactly sure, but this guy knows how to do the step back move and everything. I pretty much just stood no chance unless I just ran at the rim and got a dunk every time. But with a build with no ball handle or speed with ball or anything, and when I can't even hit a wide open jump shot, it's just going to be really tough for me to win a 1v1 game, especially against a guy that knows what he's doing. So we end up losing 22-6, only getting 138 VC. So that was not ideal, but I decided to try one more game, and you could see our opponent is an 81 overall brown plaque. I don't know, maybe it was the time of day I was playing with this, but I mean, I was just getting nothing but people who were sweating on low overall builds. And when I'm on a 66 overall build, I mean, doing step backs like that, like I can barely even do that move myself on a 99 overall build. And these guys are whipping it out on a 81 overall brown plaque build. I don't know what was going on. These guys were just better at the game, I guess. You see, I'm trying my best getting on that rim, but me not being able to shoot with this James Harden jump shot was just a really big Achilles heel that I just could not get over. You see, we're getting dunks, and we're kind of in this game 10-6, getting another dunk right by him. So we're kind of keeping our own 10-8 in this one, stepping back, using a little jab step, crossover, doing what we can on this James Harden build. And I'm just not cooking up right now. This guy's playing way too good of defense, tips that one away, making us jump and knock it down that shot. So it was tough out here on the ones court. I just don't think the James Harden build was quite ready just yet, especially if I can't hit a wide open jump shot. So we end up losing that one 21-8. Unfortunately, only 83 VC. So I decided, let's leave the ones court for now. We get another text from Colby Stark, so we'll have to go ahead and head back to the open run court once we're done playing some of these online games. But I was not done just yet. I couldn't go outside like that, losing 2 games. So we're going to go ahead and head to the quick game 2v2 and see if we can try our luck any better. And the first game was not going any better. We lost 11-0 right off the bat. I don't think my teammate played a single possession. So we are just struggling out here online, only getting 110 VC from that game. So I decided one more time, let's go ahead and go into one more 2v2 game and see what we can do. And luckily, I found somebody who's actually pretty decent at the game. You see, they're still just leaving me wide open, straight disrespecting James Harden's shooting ability. But luckily, this guy was just rim running, and these games only went to 11. So we might be able to get some quick, easy VC if we can get some wins. You see this guy's just sitting right in the paint, daring me to shoot. I don't know what he was saying in game chat, but it probably wasn't something nice as I'm left wide open again. And I don't know if it was the tempo shooting, if I just couldn't get it down or what it was, but I feel like with an 84-3 ball, even though I'm a 66 overall, I should be able to green a shot. Like, I have my lethal zones out there now as well. I should be making these shots, but they were just not falling with this James Harden jump shot. I don't know what it was. We'll have to work on it. And maybe I'll have to make a custom jump shot with James Harden, just speed it up a little bit. I don't know. We got to change something because the pure James Harden is just not working right now. But luckily, we had a decent teammate. He carries us to a win, and we get our second online win. And I really wasn't planning on playing too much online as a 66 overall when I couldn't shoot at all. But since I had found a pretty decent teammate who knew how to at least score the basketball, I decided to stay on for a few games, see if we can get a few more dubs. And you see, he's just carrying right now. They're leaving me wide open, and I don't blame him. He's not passing it to me. I probably wouldn't pass it to me either. But hey, we're getting on that rim a little bit, finishing that layup off. I really don't know how we made that, but hey, I will take it, leaving me wide open. I got to try it again. And yeah, I just couldn't get it down. I don't know what it was. If you've tried pure James Harden and you're able to shoot with tempo, you might just be him, because I could not do it. You see, I'm just running around right now trying to get a layup at least. Like, I want to score the basketball on this James Harden build, but they're just leaving me wide open. Luckily, we get another white layup to go. I don't know how we're making all of these, but hey, we got to try it at least one more time.
Nope.
Yeah, I just still can't do it. I don't know what it was with this jump shot. I just could not shoot. We're just not going to shoot anymore on this build. It's just not happening. You see, they're leaving me wide open. I'm sorry. Should I shoot it? Nah, there's no way I can do it again to my guy. I'm not trying to completely sell him. You see, he can actually shoot as he knocks down that mid-range shot, and we get another win. So hey, we might not have made a jump shot yet on the build, but we're getting wins. We're getting close to 300 VC per game, so I can't really complain too much. This is a 60 to 99 overall challenge. At the end of the day, it's not going to be all sunshines and rainbows straight off the bat. One thing we can do is we can dunk the ball with that 87 driving dunk. Unfortunately, our teammate would end up missing, but we get it right back with the steal. Unfortunately, I don't think that was our steal, but it doesn't matter. We got the ball back, and our teammates knocking down that limitless range 3. So we're up 7-2 yet again. I'm trying to at least score. I might not be able to shoot, but again, we can dunk at least. I'm really glad I ended up upgrading the dunk as early as I did, because if I didn't, I would have been absolutely cooked in all of these online games that we ended up playing. We ended up winning yet another game, going on a nice little 3-game win streak with that guy. Shout out to him for carrying us through those games. And just like that, we're up to 2,800 VC, and I decided to use some of that to get our 3-point shot up to an 85. Now, the reason I did that, it doesn't get us any overall or anything, but for some reason, to make a custom James Harden jump shot, you needed an 85 3 ball. So we still have pure James Harden on. We just sped it up a bunch, and hopefully with the release timing that I changed, next time we go online, we're actually able to make a jump shot. That would be really, really nice. But before we do that, we got to get back into the MyCareer, continue this passion project. Again, if you're curious what we're doing, this is exactly what we're working on for our next NBA games. We have to score 100 points and get 2 double-doubles. But before we do that, we have to continue working on this passion project. So we have 2 more open run court games that we have to play. We get 437 from the first one. We actually get Deadeye on silver as well. And then in the next one, we get silver set shot specialist. So, hey, we're working on the passion project, getting some of our badges, getting some VC. And now we're going to go ahead and sim to our next key game. You want to do this every single time you're playing an NBA game. You don't want to play any other games besides your key games. And again, this is why we drop as many points as possible in our first NBA game. You see, we're averaging 50 points a game basically when we're just simulating through. This is not only going to help our team win pretty much every single game that we play, but it's also going to help us out with some quests a little bit later down the line in the video. But for now, we're just working on this merchandising tier 2 quest where we need to score 100 points in the NBA and get 2 double-doubles. Now, this is the quickest way to get through all of your NBA games. If you don't already know this, a lot of you probably already do, but you basically just want to foul twice in the first quarter. Then they're going to go ahead and sub you out, and then you'll get subbed in the second quarter. You want to go ahead and just foul again, and then that will take you all the way to halftime. And then once you sub in the third quarter, you foul 1 more time, so you have 4 fouls total, and then that's going to take you all the way to the fourth quarter. And now we only have to play a 5-minute quarter basically for every single NBA game that we are playing. We're still going to get all the VC for the game that we played, and it only takes 5 minutes. So it's really, really nice and a quick, easy way to get through all of your NBA games. Unfortunately, in this game right here, I missed out on my double-double that I needed by 1 assist. So if you need to play an extra quarter, like maybe if you want to just foul to the halftime and then go ahead and just play it out from there, just so you can get your double-doubles done, I would recommend doing that. It's a solid strategy. But for that game, we get 718 VC, and now we're just repeating pretty much the same exact process, simulating to our next key game. In this game, I ended up dropping 37 points, 10 assists. I think I just played the second half, basically, just to make sure that I got the double-double that I needed. And we also need to score 100 points. So maybe in your first 2 or 3 NBA games, you can go ahead and just play the second half or play the full game if you really want to. However you want to do it, it's up to you. Me personally, I just tried to find the quickest and most efficient way to get these quests done, and planning in the second half basically was the way that I did it. So in this next NBA game, we dropped 62 points, 10 assists, secured the 100 points and the second double-double that we needed, and we got 829 VC along with some good my points as well, and that's going to secure us the merchandising tier 2. So we got 2500 VC, and now we just need to get player of the game twice, and we can actually do this by simulating just to our next key game. This is what I was talking about. If you dropped a bunch of points in your first NBA game, we're going to go ahead and get player of the game just by simulating to our next key game. So we knocked that out, got 5000 VC from that, and now for merchandising tier 4, we just have to drop 20 points twice. So that's going to be really easy to do, but we ended up accumulating 14,700 VC from all of those quests that we just completed. So I'm going to go ahead and max out my 3 at a 90, upgrade the mid-range to a 64, and get our speed with ball up to a 65, and that's going to give James Harden a 70 overall. So I really recommend doing this My Career method on whatever build you're working on, especially if you're doing no money spent like me. I also went ahead and activated my build specialization now that we upgraded our mid-range, so we got that. We're going to get an extra badge slot from those. We are working on our badges as well, so now we have a max 1 and a max +2 slot. So I went ahead and put Deadeye on Hall of Fame because that was the only eligible badge so far that I had maxed out. So now we're just running through some more NBA games. Had this game up against the Clippers where we dropped that 20 points that we needed for the quest. Got a good amount of VC and badge progress just by playing 1/4 of that game. And we also became a starter on the Thunder, so we get this extra little quest that we'll be working on. We ended up playing another key game up against the Spurs where, again, we dropped that second 20-point game that we needed. Got a good amount of my points again, closing in on that 89 overall max potential, and got some good badge progress as well. And just like that, we went ahead and completed merchandising tier 4 and got another 7,500 BC. This passion project quest line just generates so much free BC. It's actually insane. Then I went ahead and headed back to my court, got a little cutscene with Austin. He's basically telling us about the passion project, how players are going to start pulling up to Dion's run. Basically, we just have to go back over there and play with them. So we got this first one with Cade Cunningham. So we're going to go ahead, run out of our court, and then run back in, get a little cutscene with Cade Cunningham. He's going to tell us he wants to play with us at Dion's. So we're going to go ahead, head over there, play a quick little game to 21, knock this game out real quick, and then we can go ahead, collect the VC from that as well. 436 VC. We also almost have our set shot specialist on gold, so that will help out a ton. So we completed that game up against Cade Cunningham, headed back to our court, and now we are still working on this merchandising quest line. Now we just have to drop 25 points and 12 rebounds or 12 assists, or we can also get a triple-double. So I said, hey, let me go ahead and just play this entire game, drop a quick little triple-double, beat the Hornets by basically 60. So I went ahead and did that. 42 points, 10 rebounds, and 13 assists. And we walk away with our max set shot specialist. We get our max potential up to 89, along with 784 VC. So a really productive My Career game right there. We ended up completing that little franchise player quest line as well, and that merchandising tier 5 for another 10,000 BC just like that. We also completed a State Farm quest along with our last key game for the first half of the season, so we get 1,000 BC from that as well. And just like that, we're all the way up to 23,000 BC in just about like an hour and a half. It really doesn't take you long to get all of these My Career games done. So I went ahead and upgraded my agility to a 61, speed with ball to a 75, and that's going to get us to a 72 overall. And it was a new day on the account, so we went ahead and went up to the daily rewards, got 2,000 VC from that. So that was a great start to the day. It also been about 2 days since I started this challenge, so we had 2 days worth of daily pickup rewards to get, and ended up getting around 1,300 VC from getting some correct picks right. And now since we're at a 72 overall, it's time to head back into the park. I picked up the homies Sage and Jack, and you can see we're averaging zeros all across the board in the park right now. So we definitely gotta change that. I have a maxed out 3 at a 90, and we have that 87 driving dunk. So even though I'm at a 72 overall, I feel like we should be still pretty competitive here. I mean, Sage and Jack are obviously on maxed out 99 overall builds, so they're definitely gonna have to carry if we play some comp. But if we're just playing, you know, some regular old park players, not anything too crazy, we should come out here and be pretty successful. successful. You see right off the bat, we finally knocked down a jump shot online. I think that was the first 3 that we made with James Harden online, so that was good to see. And we're going to go ahead, facilitate the ball over to Jack in the corner. He's going to knock it down. We had a close one here in the first game, 8-8. Currently have 5 points and just that 1 assist that we just got. Luckily, Sage is playing some nice defense on the mascot, and we're out in transition. You know, going to that 3-point line. We don't have any hot zones in the corner just yet, but we're going to get him knocking down shots like that. Already up to 8 points, making that 10 with the nice easy dunk. And I was honestly feeling really good on the build. If I would score, even though I have no defense and not a lot of agility, I have my two-way tenacity, so that's going to help out a ton. And this guy in the Wizards mascot was kind of selling his team. We're snagging that rebound as well. Look at James Harden moving out in transition. And somehow I miss a wide open dunk. It's not even like I don't have a dunk. I know I'm a 72 overall, but I have an 87 driving dunk. I feel like I shouldn't have missed that, but it's all good. Sage is going to go ahead and cook up his man right there, giving us a 19-13 lead. And we're looking pretty good in our first game. They're actually going to go ahead and knock down a tough little shot, but it's all good. We just need one more bucket to go ahead and secure our first win with the boys right here. We're going to go ahead and hit Jack on the nice easy slip. And just like that, we walk away with the 21-16 win. Only get around 323 VC. Unfortunately, Sage wasn't in our crew, so we weren't able to get that crew bonus, but it's all good. Later down the line in the challenge, we'll definitely be running with a full squad of crew members just so we can get that extra little VC. It definitely helps out in the long run, but we were actually going on a little bit of a streak. I was a little bit nervous, obviously, playing on the 72 overall, but luckily we weren't playing anything too crazy comp-wise here in the park. You see we're up 3-7 in this game. They're not even guarding me. I have my two-way. You know I'm going to go ahead and knock that down. We have our lethal zone over there as well, so that's going to give us a 10-3 lead. And like I was saying, these guys just were not the best at the game. I don't know where all the sweats were, but they were not in the park tonight. I don't know where they were at. I mean, they can't even make a layup over a 6-foot guard. I'm out in transition, throwing that dunk down. We're up 15-3, just cruising through this second game right now. I'm trying to ISO up a little bit, trying to learn James Harden's dribble move. We still don't have all of them on. I definitely need to change the step back that I have because it is just not the best. Unfortunately, get a late release right there, so not much we could really do about that. But I mean, we're at 5-18 at this point. We're pretty much cruising through this game. Jack's going to throw it up to Sage in transition. I'm cutting down, hoping he might throw me a little lob. He ends up throwing the pass right there, so we're going to go ahead and run back all the way out to the three-point line, knocking that one down. So we're actually shooting pretty solid with this James Harden jump shot. I might end up speeding it up a little bit as we get 390 VC from that game. The jump shot is feeling good. Maybe I just need to get used to it. And I also probably need to use my max +2 to put my set shot specialist from gold all the way up to legend. That would definitely help out a bunch. The jump shot was just feeling still a little wonky. It's definitely not the best jump shot just using pure James Harden, but maybe I just need to get used to it. You see right there, I rushed it, but then Jack grabs the board. A little 2 for $1 right there as we knock down the 3. You can see in the top right, I only have gold set shot specialist. A little bit later down the line in the streak that we go on, I do end up changing it while we're on the court, so you will see that. But for now, we're just rocking that gold set shot specialist, and honestly, it makes sense. We're only a 72 overall. We probably really shouldn't have legend set shot specialist already, and yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any type of midi whatsoever, so probably not going to knock that one down. I mean, I have a 60 something, so I feel like I should be able to at least green a wide open midi, but it's all good. Jack finds us in transition, and again, we're just cruising through another game. They knocked down that 3 right there, 7-13, but the guy in the corner, I don't know what he's doing. He's just crawling all over the court, so they just leave me wide open for a wide open dunk. And now Sage is looking for something. I'm going to see Jack wide open in the corner. You know he's going to go ahead and fade that. A great shot right there. So that's going to give us a 17-10 lead. We're looking for another bucket. And again, these guys were not very good. You see I'm tipping that one away, and I tried to throw the self lob. Kind of crazy that I'm getting any type of steal when I don't have any defensive stats whatsoever at a 72 overall. But I guess I was just kind of locked in. He's going to go ahead and knock that one down. But we're up 13-20. And again, I don't know what Buster Nut is doing over there. He's just crawling all over the court. And I'm going to go ahead, ISO up my man, and finish this game off with a nice, easy dunk. We're going to be on a 4-game win streak now as we walk away with 351 BC and 10,000 my points. So I was not expecting things to go this well, especially out here in the park. I was expecting to at least play a couple of sweaty lineups, but honestly, we've been chilling right now. You see I hit Jack with that nice, easy dot in the corner. He knocks it down, and I don't know what my guy is doing on that possession, but if you're going to leave me wide open in the corner, even with the struggles that I'm having with the James Harden jump shot, we go ahead and knock it down. We're actually down 11-6 right now, so this is our first game that we actually need to lock in a little bit. Go ahead and dunk that one down to cut the lead down to 3. And now we just got to try and get a stop. I have my two-way, so I should be good on defense. Sage kind of gets beat, but I'm right there to help him out, tipping that one away with my hands up. They're going to both collapse, and I'm going to go ahead, take the confident shot, even though I'm struggling a little bit still with the James Harden jump shot. We knock that one down to tie this one all up at 11. They would come down and get a nice easy bucket, but it's all good. We're feeling good right now. We got 8 points, 1 assist, so we're kind of controlling the game right now, but Sage is going to go ahead and make his mark in this game as well, and we end up getting up to 16-13. So we just need to get one more stop basically, and this game is going to be over. Look at the defense that we're playing. No defense is required for James Harden as we lock them down, get them to get the shot clock violation. And now we just need to get one more bucket to pretty much seal this game up. I don't know what my guy is doing. I ended up getting a fading 3 right there to go. And that's going to give us our 11th point of the game. I ended up forgetting to put on a takeover. I could have put on deep bomber because I now have that 93-point shot, but it's all good. We're still raw out here at a 72 overall. Kind of makes sense to play a couple of games with no takeover. We can't just come straight off the bat online without having a little bit of a struggle, especially on the 60-99. But Sage is going to go ahead and find Jack wide open in the corner, and that's going to give us our 6th win in a row. Another game with 11,000 my points, 351 BC, and we would end up going on a pretty mean streak. Again, I was not expecting to have this much success in the park, but you can see right here in between games, I went ahead and went to my badges and put my set shot specialist as my max +2 and Deadeye as my max +1 for that shooting specialization. So now we're on an 11-game win streak, and finally we came up against a little bit of comp. It was only a matter of time. Once you get on a 10-game win streak, you're going to start seeing the fast shoes start sprinting over to your court. So we got to lock in right here. We're down 7-5. They're trying to shoot over James Harden, which I do not respect. So we go ahead, actually get a stop and tie this game all up at 7. They were kind of just taking advantage of our lineup. I mean, I'm on a 6'5 point guard and Sage is on, I think, like a 6'1 or a 6'2, and I'm throwing a bad pass right there. I mean, these guys just came locked in. They wanted the 5,000 VC really, really badly. I mean, just look at them reaching all over the court, trying to bait me. I'm not going to allow that, though, as I find Jack wide open in the corner. So we cut the lead down to 1. We're still in this game right now. We have 2 points, 2 assists. Sage is playing some great defense. We should have gotten the steal right there. A little bit unfortunate. They end up missing a dunk, but then they also get the rebound. So they are kind of getting blessed right now. We're playing the best defense that we can. Unfortunately, he just gets right by me right there. So we're down 3 now. We got to try and get another bucket. I mean, look at these guys. They're just reaching everywhere, trying to get the steal. They're fiending for everything. So I'm just going to take the nice, easy dunk to cut the lead back down to 1. So we got to lock in here on the defensive end. If we can get a stop, I think we might be able to win this game. You see I'm baiting them out the corner, but they hit a nice no-dip shot right there. Can't lie, that was a nice shot. And then we would come down. I'm trying to make a play. They're reaching all over the place, and I tried to do a little bit too much. That was my fault. I was trying to make a play, and it just did not work out. They come down and nail a 3. We'd actually make a little bit of a comeback. You see this guy in the corner could not shoot whatsoever, but unfortunately, I think their center had pretty high O-board. Not Jack's fault whatsoever, and they would come down and knock down a 3. So it's all good. We went on like an 11-game win streak with a 72 overall James Harden, so I will take that. We'll take the 139 BC, take the L, and move on. But we cannot end the park games on an L. You see we're now averaging 8 points a game, 71% from the field, and 61% from 3. I will definitely take that at a 72 overall. You see Sage, a great little bounce pass right there, knocking down that 3. We now have that legend set shot specialist, so if I just miss wide open, it's definitely my fault. We're gonna get another nice easy dunk right there to give us 5 points, and we were cruising in this game. We had to get our revenge back after that last game. We could not end off on an L. You see they're jumping all over the place at me, so I'm gonna find Jack for the wide open midi. We're up 20-12 now. Only 5 points in this game, not anything too crazy, but they're just gonna leave me wide open. Unfortunately, get the little bump steal on Sage, so they actually tried to make a little bit of a comeback, but I don't know what they're doing on defense, just leaving James Harden wide open. So I'm gonna step back for the 3 since we have no midi right now, and knock that one down for the game. So we got our get back for that last game that we lost, got 322 VC. We ended up getting our max potential all the way up to a 90 as well throughout that park streak. And now we're back up to 10,000 VC. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my ball handle up to a 67 to give us a 73 overall. And since I forgot to do it since we first started playing on that little streak, I decided to make a custom takeover. Gonna get our driving dunk and 3-point in there and have the deep bomber takeover activated. So that's going to be a lot of fun the next time we go out there online. But now we have to go ahead and complete our passion project. I mean, we get a free 12,500 VC, and I also want to start working on this Gatorade quest line. So in order to do that, you have to go ahead and do 2 Gatorade workouts. Whether you already have your workout warrior or not, they still require you to do 2 workouts. So we got 500 VC from that Gatorade tier 1, so we can work on that while we're also working on our passion project. So we ended up heading back to our MyCourt, got a little cutscene with Austin. He's going to tell us more about our passion project and tell us to go play another game over on Dion's court with Tyrese Maxey. So we go ahead and knock that game out, get the 439 VC from that, and we also max out our limitless range as well. And I headed back to my court, and before we start the second half of the season, we got this little game against Jake from State Farm. It takes about 2 minutes to do, and we get 500 VC, so I decided, why not? Let's go ahead and knock that out. And then we have to walk up to Austin to go ahead and start our next half of the season. We got to select our key games. Again, just make sure the only goal is to win. And then again, this is what we are working on. We're trying to complete our passion project. And now we're also working on those Gatorade and State Farm quest line as well, kind of in the background. But now we're just going to go ahead and quickly knock out some key games. We get 703 VC from that game, and we're going to get a little text from Tyrese Maxey. Basically, we're just doing the same thing over and over again, playing an NBA game, running over to Dion's open run, and working on this passion project. It's really, really easy to do. This second half of the season and completing the passion project probably only took me about an hour and a half to do. And that's just why I love this method so much. If you really lock in, you could start from 60 overall and get all the way to 75, 80 overall in just a 1 to 2 days if you really just lock in on this method. But now we had a little game up against Cat. He's going to go ahead, tell us more about the passion project. He's joining, whatever. We play 2 more NBA games, go ahead and win both of those as well. So now I think we only have 1 more NBA game left to go in the second half of our season, and then we had 1 more game on the open run court to play up against Cat. Go ahead, win that game, collect the VC from that as well. And just like that, we have completed our passion project, and we get the 12,500 VC that comes with it. So now we only have 1 more little quest left to do for that entire quest line, but we'll talk about that later. After all of those games that we played and completed our passion project, we're all the way up to 24,000 VC. So I decided to upgrade my ball handle up to an 80, got our agility up to a 67, and just like that, James Harden is at a 75 overall. So here we are at a 75 overall. First thing we got to do when we get on the account is hit up the wheel spin. Unfortunately, we only get 10 muscle milk, so not any VC from the daily reward, but we did get 600 VC from the daily pick'em. Unfortunately, it's around playoff time now, so we're not going to have as many games to pick in the daily pick'em, but we're already back up to 1,000 VC as a 75 overall. And I decided to go ahead and use 5 of my cap breakers on my 3-point shot. I planned this out when I made the build. So we used 2 of our build specialization cap breakers and then 3 regular cap breakers to get our 3 all the way up to a 95 rating now. So we're going to be able to unlock set shot specialist on Hall of Fame. So we have to go ahead and work towards that, along with limitless range on gold. So we got a couple of badges that we need to go ahead and work on. We have some badge perks that we can use. Unfortunately, we can't really use them right now because we have to max out our badges obviously before we can activate some of those. And here's a little update on the animations that I'm using. Still mostly James Harden, but I'm rocking the Zach LaVine dribble style and the Vince Carter step back just to give myself a little bit better dribble moves. And I don't think James Harden has animations in those categories, so it kind of just works out. So now we're going to go ahead and hop into some 1v1 gameplay. Here's a 75 overall. The last time we came out into the 1v1, it was not very pretty. So I wanted to come back out here at a 75, see if the build is feeling any different. And it was actually losers out in the 1v1 in the theater for this week. So I decided that would actually kind of help the James Harden build because I don't have any defensive ratings obviously right now. So that in theory should help the James Harden build out because we do get more possessions, but that just means we have to score a lot more than we normally would have, because if we don't score and he's scoring every possession, it's obviously going to be a struggle out here. You see we're down 11-6 right now. I'm kind of struggling a bit, still not too confident in the jump shot, but we're making some nice little dribble moves. Down 13-8 now. I've pretty much just been rim running this entire game, but finally get a nice little step back move right there and knock down a 3. I just got to be more confident with the James Harden jump shot. You see getting around him right there. If we start making some jump shots, he's going to play up higher, and then we can rim run with that 87 driving dunk. But it's 13-13 now, and he just started hitting those go-to shots, and I was having some trouble guarding him, but we're getting to the rim right there, actually taking the lead. And this game was really just back and forth. It's 18-17 now. He's playing some solid defense, but I'm getting by him with that Zach LaVine dribble style. But like I said, this game was just back and forth. Neither of us could really get a stop. So it's 21-20 now. We're kind of in overtime essentially here on the ones, and you see he's just spinning right back off of me. I was just having trouble getting any type of stop, but then I would just run right by him and get a dunk. So all I need to do is just get one stop. You see we're actually down 24-23 now, and unfortunately he was just playing my rim run. I was just scared to shoot, honestly. I really should have just shot a 3 right there and tried to end the game, because you see once we got back on defense, I really didn't have much of a chance. He's just getting free ankle breakers on us, and just like that, we lose our first game back here on the 1v1 core. Only 171 VC for that pretty long ones game, so I didn't really plan on playing too many ones. You see, again, we're down 16-9 in this game. I tried to make a little bit of a comeback, but it just was too much. I couldn't really get any stops. We lose another game out here on the ones. It was definitely a little bit of a struggle as a 75 overall, but I couldn't leave the ones court without at least getting one dub. So we're here trying to get another win. Still just pretty much rim running. I don't know why I just wasn't confident in my jump shot. I don't know if it was the James Harden, or maybe I was just a little bit less confident in my jump shot because I just came off having set shot specials on legend to now it's back on gold. So the release timing was just a little bit different, but as long as we can get a few stops, then we should be chilling. Just got to go ahead and take the shots when you're there. You see, he's just leaving me wide open, and finally I take the jump shot and knock it down. I mean, I have a 95-3. I really shouldn't be scared to shoot whatsoever. As you see, finally starting to knock down some shots. 10-4 now. We're getting stops. Things are looking better. This guy's not as sweaty as the last couple of players that we played, so we're moving out here on offense. He has to play up a little bit higher now that we've been making some threes. So now we're drilling layups, shooting threes. Look at that, shooting it off the hesitation. Now we're starting to feel a little bit more confident with the jump shot. I'm just moving back and forth just like Harden does in real life. Just hesitation, shooting those threes up. Now we're getting into the go-to shots. Hey, moving through, getting the layup to go. So now we're moving a little bit better on the build. That was a much better game. I just need to be confident in the jump shot, and I think things will start turning out way better for the James Harden build. But we get 300 VC from that game, and then I decided to switch things up a little bit, head over to the 2v2 in the theater. I think it was like double alley-oops or something like that. So unfortunately, that doesn't really help out our build much unless we get somebody on our team who wants to throw James Harden some lobs, or I'll throw them some lobs, or vice versa. But Either way, in this first game, it was a nice free dub. We ended up playing up against 2 AIs. I don't know if both of these guys quit or whatever it was, but I was pretty much just cheesing the AI, just using the little triple threat move to shoot right over them. It was a nice little game. Got my confidence up with the jump shot, that's for sure. You see we got the deep bomber takeover activated. So that was a nice easy game, 21-3. Unfortunately, we didn't get the VC screen. I'm gonna assume I made around 300 to 350 VC. So we're out here again on the 2v2, actually playing up against 2 real people this time. You see, getting right to that rim. And I feel like this is when I started to feel more confident on the build. After that game where we just got up like 6 or 7 jump shots in a row and greened all of them over the AI, now we know the timing, and now I can go ahead and either rim run or step back and do pretty much just whatever I need to do to score on this build. You see they're both collapsing wide open for 3, and you know we're gonna knock that down. 11-3 now. We're kind of dominating this game. Luckily, the team we were playing was not very good. I don't know what my guy was doing, but he was just not guarding James Harden on the wing, and that's where we have our lethal zone, so you know we're gonna knock that down again in the corner. Wide open. I don't know what my guy in the red shirt was doing, but I'm snagging rebounds too. They're just letting me do pretty much whatever I want right now. Another wide open 3 at the top of the key. So we're feeling really good with the jump shot now. We got that deep bomber takeover. So you know I'm looking to do something crazy, hitting him with some hesitation moves, some step backs, behind the back, pretty much everything. But unfortunately, I didn't knock that down, but we do get the steal, and now we have 2 ways, so we have a little bit extra juice. Unfortunately, our teammate decides to go ahead and end the game himself. I can't be too mad at it. He knocks it down, and we walk away with the free win. 436 VC in that quick little 2v2 game, so I will definitely take that. So I decided to go ahead and run up one more 2s game. You know, we're feeling pretty good. Definitely having way more success on the 2s compared to the 1s. You see, we're getting some good teammates out here knocking down 3-point shots. I don't know what these guys on defense were doing. I'm dexing to the corner, knocking down another 3. We're moving out here on offense, passing it over to our teammate. I mean, that's just beautiful right there. Getting by your man. They both collapse. Kick it out to your teammate for the wide open 3. We're up 9-0 right now. This guy knows what he's doing for the most part. Unfortunately, kind of tips that one away to the other team, but he gets it right back and shoots up that 3. So we're cruising through this game right now, 14-0. My guy's not even playing, leaving me wide open. I got my jump shot down now, so we are feeling good. My teammates got deep bomber, so I might have to hit them unless they give me a wide open shot. See, stepping it back right here, looking for him, crossing over. I see him out there on the 3-point line, and unfortunately, he does miss. So now we got to get a stop. They get a quick little bucket, and they would end up coming back in this game at 9-17 now. They're running a little pick and roll. My guy's not really helping me out here, and they would end up coming all the way back 15-17 now. You see, I'm trying out here on defense, but that pick and roll was tough for me to guard, especially if my guys on defense is not going to help me out. And you see he goes for the steal, and they would end up coming all the way back. We didn't see the ball again, and we lose 22-17, unfortunately. Only 223 VC. So I decided to leave the 2s after that game. I had seen enough, and I wanted to play one more game online before we get into some crazy VC methods. So we're going to go ahead and play one 3v3 no squads game. I always love coming out here on the 3v3 no squads and seeing the type of teammates we get. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but overall it's usually a fun time. You see we're getting a little stop right there, moving it out in transition. I see the lane, and we actually get a nice little layup animation right there. Didn't green it, but still made the shot. And then we get a steal off of our head with the 2-way activated and knocked down a 3. So we're moving out here way better on the 3s than the 2s. I mean, overall in 2K26, I would say I definitely prefer 3v3 over any other mode in the game. I enjoy 5s, but 3v3 is kind of just my mode where I'm most comfortable. And I feel like especially for these 60 to 99s, you can kind of see the build progress mostly in 3s. Definitely in 5s for sure. We are going to get into some rec later in this video, and you'll see how much fun we have there. But 3v3, I feel like it's just my mode and where I'm the most comfortable and can have the most fun, especially on these 60 to 99s. Let me know down below in the comments what your favorite mode in NBA 2K26 is. 1s, 2s, 3s, 5s. Let me know down below in the comment section. But we're here in this game right now. We're actually down 12-11, so we need to lock in knocked down a 3 right there. A great board by our teammate. So it's 14-12 now. A close one here in the 3v3 no squad, and our teammate again making a great play, make the little selfish play right there from James Harden and take the nice easy dunk. So now we have that deep bomber. So I'm gonna try to shoot something crazy, and that wasn't really even a crazy shot. I just missed wide open pretty much with deep bomber. Definitely need to knock those down. So now we need to try and get another stop. Unfortunately, not able to do so. So it's 16-16 now, but I see my guy wide open for 3, and he's gonna knock that one down. 19-19. We need to get a bucket here, and that's exactly what James Harden does. Knocks down that wide open 3. We could not lose that game, so we end up walking away with an attribute reach. So our max overall is now a 92, and we walk away with 395 VC, along with some solid badge progress. So after those games that we played, we got up to 3,800 VC. So I went over to the open run court, and if you don't know, you could pretty much play on this court 1 time a day for a free 500 VC. It's actually closer to like 800 or 900 VC because you get 400 VC for playing in this game, and also some really solid badge progress if you complete Dion's challenge for 3 times badge multiplier. So we got around 800 to 900 VC for playing in that open run game real quick, and now we're up to 4,700 VC in the bank. So I'm going to use that to upgrade my ball handle to an 82, and that's going to get us to a 76 overall. And now we're going to go ahead and head back into our MyCareer. We're going to get a little cutscene. It's talking about the anime world premiere for our passion project that we just finished up. And if you've been following along with all of the MyCareer stuff that we've been doing and all of the VC that we've been getting from that, we're almost done with our first season, and we still have to do this merchandising tier 7 quest along with like the Gatorade and the State Farm, but mostly we're just focusing on that merchandising quest to get the 15,000 VC from that. We're also working on our GOAT skills. We're going to be getting around 10,000 VC from each of those. So we have a bunch of quests we need to go ahead and complete in MyCareer. So I went ahead and finished up our first season. This was the last game that we needed to go ahead and complete for our first season. Again, you want to make sure you're selecting the fans option for any interview that you get. That is essential for this method that we're doing. So we end up getting 700 VC from that game, completing Gatorade tier 2. So we got 1,200 VC from that, and we got 1,000 VC from completing our key game. So now it is time to go ahead and get into the playoffs. Obviously, you should win MVP and Rookie of the Year in your first season if you've been following all of the steps that I've been doing so far. And now we are in the playoffs. Now, in your first season of MyCareer, you have to play the first and last game of every series. It is a little annoying, but I have a quick little method to get through these games pretty much instantly. All you have to do is go ahead and hit start and then sim to end with no VC. Obviously, you don't get any VC or anything like that, but I just think it's worth it to get through the playoffs as quickly as possible to just sim to end with no VC for those games. So you see, you can go ahead and just simulate every single game after that, and then you should get to the last game, hopefully after you sim and win all of your games. And then again, you can just hop into this and go ahead and sim to end with no VC just to get through these series as quickly as possible. And sometimes, yes, you will lose these games, so you pretty much have to walk back up to your board and do the same thing. And it is possible that where you're simming to the end, you do get to a game 7 or an elimination game. Just make sure you win every single series. If you have to play a game or two, make sure you do that to win the series. As you see, I did up against the Spurs. Just do the foul method and only play the 4th quarter, and it shouldn't take too long. But most of the time, you should be able to just sim to end with no VC, win the game, sim the next 2 to 3 games, and then for the final game, you sim to end again, and you win that game, and you don't have to play any games whatsoever. I think that game against the Spurs was the only one where I actually, had to play in the 4th quarter, but we end up winning the Western Conference Finals up against the Timberwolves, and then we got to the finals against the Pacers, doing that same exact method. You see, we're just simming pretty much every single game until we got to the NBA Finals. Now, the NBA Finals clinching game is the only game that you do actually have to play. So again, I just fouled 4 times, did the foul method, got to the 4th quarter, played it out, and secured our first NBA Finals for James Harden and the Thunder. And after that game, we went ahead and maxed out our set shot specialist at Hall of Fame. So that was really good as well. We got 730 VC. So we made some solid progress, and now we can go ahead and advance to the off season. This is our first off season, obviously, on James Harden. We're gonna head back to our MyCourt. Austin's gonna tell us about this FIBA tournament, and this is very important. Obviously, we have the off-season activity of playing a FIBA friendly. You want to make sure you do this. Don't walk back up to Austin before you play this game. This is very important for all of the VC that we're going to be making through MyCareer. So go ahead and select 3 players, whoever you want. I went ahead and selected, I think it was Anthony Edwards, LeBron, and Curry. So you want to go ahead and play out that entire game. Don't do the foul method. I mean, you can, but it is a little risky. I just make sure in these FIBA games that they all count. So I went ahead and got limitless range on gold, got some VC, and then we walk up to Austin again in our MyCourt after that FIBA game, and we get around 500 VC from that little franchise legacy quest, and we also get 2,000 VC from the 2K tip-off cover quest. And just like that, after spending, 30 to 45 minutes in MyCareer again, we're already back up to 12,000 VC. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade our ball handle up to an 86, upgrade our vertical as well to a 47. And that's going to get James Harden up to a 77 overall. And now we can go ahead and walk up to this guy in our MyCourt. We can go ahead and simulate the offseason. Obviously, you want to go ahead and sign with the same team that you were just on. For me, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're going to go ahead and select our first half key games yet again. And now we are still working on this merchandising tier 7 quest. But to do that, we do have to get through another season of MyCareer. And again, we're working on our GOAT skills as well. Whatever 2 GOAT skills you selected when you first started your MyCareer, just make sure you're working on those all throughout your second NBA season. So I went ahead and pretty much just played every single key game in the first half of the season, got a bunch of my points, got a bunch of badge progress, and obviously got some VC along the way as well. So we went ahead and maxed out our shifty shooter at gold. We got around 800 to 900 VC pretty much every single game that we played. You see, we got this game up against the Lakers, and I believe that was one of the last games that we had to play in the first half of our season. We ended up getting some attribute overalls as well, and we completed the first half of our season. So again, we went back to our MyCourt one more time, selected our second half key game goals, and again, these are kind of just the quests we're working on. I also wanted to work on this Gatorade quest. Make sure you do this in your second season. Just do whatever you have to do. For right now, I had to make 5 more 3-pointers. Just make sure you're working on that Gatorade quest throughout your second NBA season, because that's going to get us around, I think 10,000 extra VC just from that quest line as well. So you see, we're just knocking out all of these games in the second half of our second season. We completed the Gatorade tier 4, got 3,000 VC from that. So you see, I'm just kind of working on this Gatorade quest throughout the second half of our season. So we had to go ahead and score 40 points twice in 2 games, so we went ahead and knocked that out. Now, the reason you want to get all of these Gatorade quests done before your second season ends is because the end goal of that quest line is to win MVP. So if you don't get all of those quests done before the season ends, you're gonna have to play an entire other NBA season, which I was not trying to do. So you see, I have to score 150 points for this second to last quest line, and I was actually done with all of my key games. So I normally would just go ahead and go to the off season so we can start working on those FIBA games, but I decided to play 2 extra games, dropped like 123 points. Obviously, we're playing on rookie, so it's easy to do. We also got our Molten in the Middle quest done for our GOAT skills, so we got 10,000 VC from that. Played another MyCareer game, got those 150 points. So now we only have to win MVP to go ahead and secure another 7,000 BC. So now we can go ahead, simulate to the playoffs, win that MVP, and complete that Gatorade quest line. So we're really racking up the BC really quickly now. You see, if we go ahead and check and see how much we have now, we're all the way up to 31,000 BC in the bank. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the ball handle to a 90, get speed with ball up to an 85, and that's going to give James Harden an 80 overall now. And it really only took me like 2, maybe 3 hours to go ahead and complete our first season and then run through an entire another NBA season. So this MyCareer method is really, really solid. But in our second season, we actually don't have to play that first game anymore. We can pretty much just sim throughout the entire playoffs. And if you're on a good team like the Thunder, you shouldn't have to play any MyCareer games, or any MyCareer playoff games, I should say, here in your second season. Again, you do have to play the NBA Finals clinching game. That is the only game you have to play. But again, we just did the foul method, got to the fourth quarter, and just like that, we have secured our second Finals MVP and Finals title for the Thunder and James Harden. And we also completed our pretty mid quest line for that GOAT skill. So that was another 10,000 VC that we just completed right there. And now it is time for the big money maker, the FIBA tournament. You see, if we win that, we get 25,000 VC, and that doesn't even include the 15,000 VC we get for winning 3 FIBA tournament games from the merchandising quest line that we've been working on throughout the entire MyCareer grind so far. So in these FIBA games, I would recommend just playing all the way up until the fourth quarter and then asking out with VC. These games are really, really easy. Obviously, we're still playing on rookie mode, so you should easily be up by 40 or 50 points by the fourth quarter, and then you can go ahead and just ask out with VC. You could do the foul method to make these games a little bit shorter if you wanted to, but I just don't mess around with these FIBA games at all. You don't want anything to go wrong and miss out on that 25k VC. So I went ahead and played all 3 of those games, got a good amount of badge progress. You saw all the badges that we got upgraded, and then finally we complete that merchandising tier 7 to get 15,000 VC, and then we can also walk out and then back into our MyCore. We get this interesting little cutscene with that guy in the green, and then we get another 2,500 VC from that little commercial, and you see we're just stacking this VC really, really quickly. Now we're already back up to 26,000. We've completed our merchandising quest line, we've completed the Gatorade, and now we just need to complete this FIBA tournament. So we have 2 more games left to play. Just went ahead and did the same method as before, played the entire game into the fourth quarter, and then just asked out with VC to get those games done as quickly as possible. And just like that, we've completed the FIBA tournament. We've got the 25,000 VC. We're back up to 53,000 in the bank, and you can see all of the quest lines that we've completed in MyCareer to go ahead and get all of that VC. So I'm going to upgrade the pass accuracy to a 71, speed with ball to an 86, speed to a 78, agility maxed out at a 75, and our vertical up to a 68. And just like that, the James Harden build is at an 85 overall. And I also decided to use 5 cap breakers on our ball handle to get that up to a 95. That's going to lock us some new badges and some new dribble animations as well. This is what the build is looking like now. Way different. We've used pretty much all of the cap breakers that I planned on using, and we got a bunch of badges maxed out while we played MyCareer. So now we can actually utilize our badge perks. So we got Deadeye on Legend, Shifty Shooter on Hall of Fame, and Set Shot Specialist on Legend as well. Also decided to use 2 of my badge elevators, one on Ankle Assassin to get that to Hall of Fame, and got Gold Unpluckable as well. And I was also thinking about changing the body type on the James Harden build. Let me know what you think. I wanted him to look a little bit more burly like he does in real life, but the shredded and toned body types really just didn't work out, so I decided to keep it how it was. Let me know down below in the comments if you think I should change it or just keep it how it is right now. But this is what our player card is looking like. You see we have all of our hot zones for the most part, and these are all of the updated animations that I'm using. And it was a new day on the account, so went ahead and hit up the daily reward. Unfortunately, didn't get any VC, but we did get 2 times reps, so that meant I had to go ahead and hit up the homies Cole and Sizz. And now we're back out on the park, pretty much on a completely different build than the last time we were out here on the park. So we're gonna come out here and just try and have some fun. We got Cole on a little Cooper flag build, and Sizz is on a Kawhi build. So we're all out here on NBA player builds, just hooping, trying to have a good time. And you see in this first game, we got a little goodie on our hands. It is currently 9-8. Luckily, Cole and Sizz were nice enough to let me be kind of the main ball handler, and they would kind of just spot up in the corner so I could ISO up on this James Harden build and really come out here and see what this build is up to now, see what we're rocking with. You see Cole's gonna go ahead and hit me back right here. We're down 12 to 10, so we need to get a bucket. I find Cole on the nice little decks right there, and he's gonna go ahead and knock that down. 13 to 12 now, a very questionable shot from that guy on the other team. So we're out on the break. I'm trying to hit a quick little stop and pop. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to knock it down. Not the best shot selection. Could have just hit Sizz for the nice easy 2, but it's all good because we ended up getting a nice little ankle breaker right there with that Hall of Fame ankle assassin, and we got the nice easy 2. Gonna hit Cole on a nice easy back door right there to give us a 2-point lead. Now, the only problems that I was really having on the park as an 85 overall was defense, but luckily we have Cole out there getting some nice blitz steals, getting us buckets. But whenever I would score and get two-way, I would be good. I would feel confident on defense, but when I didn't, it was a little sus out there. But luckily Cole and Sizz are great players, so they're going to help me out on the defensive end, and that's going to help us win our first game 22 to 15. We only get 300 VC. Unfortunately, because Sizz was not in our crew, we weren't able to get that 50% extra VC bonus as if we were playing with somebody in our crew, but it's all good. That just means we have to play extra games out here on the James Harden build, which I won't complain about. I'm having a lot of fun playing on this build right now, especially with the homies Cole and Sizz. As you see, Cole hits us with that nice little pass right there, and we knock down the 3. So we're flowing right now, moving well. They're leaving Sizz wide open for 3. He's not able to knock it down, but we got Cooper Flag down there to snag it and hit James Harden for another wide open 3. And now that I've got that set shot specialist on Legend, we have Deadeye on Legend as well, I should not be missing any more wide open jump shots, nor should I be scared to shoot at all. All of our shooting worries should be out of the window at this point in the 60 to 99 as an 85 overall. You see we're out in transition yet again, gonna hit Cole for that nice easy midi, and we're up 12 to 7 in this game right now. Got to try and get another stop. Cole's gonna do exactly that, tipping that one away. We both dive for it, but Sizz picks it up out in transition, and he finds me wide open for 3, and that's going to give us a 15 to 7 lead. Now, a little bit later in the game, we're up 9 to 17. I had that deep bomber takeover, so you know I'm looking to do something crazy. Hit him with a nice little go-to shot, trying to shoot over the guy with the chicken mask. Unfortunately, a 100% smothered is probably not going to go in, but the guys find me yet again wide open for 3. So we're actually up to 14 points now. Got to hit him with the go-to shot again, a little behind the back move, and knock down the game winners. So you see what the James Harden build is starting to look like. The potential is there. We end up picking up 437 VC from that game, much better. And unfortunately, we would end up losing on this little streak that we went on. This guy was fading 3s in the corner with no takeover. It was a really close game, but James Harden wasn't really able to do much. It was kind of one of those comp games where I just sat in the corner the entire time as an 85 overall, but it's all good. Obviously, I'm a defensive liability out there at an 85 overall. We only get 221 VC from that game, so there's going to be some games where there's not much we can do. We end up losing, but it's all good. Luckily, Cole and Sizz are cool with it. They know I'm on an 85 overall, trying to just get some VC out here. So it's not really a big deal if we lose a game here and there. I'm really just out here trying to ISO up everybody, work on my dribble moves, and get on that rim when I can. So you see we're up 8 to 6, actually down 8 to 6 in this game right here. Now we're going to go ahead and tie it up 8 to 8. Both teams are kind of ISOing up a little bit, but Sizz is playing some great defense right there. Cole with a great extra pass in transition, and just like that, we're back up 3 in this game. We got to just try and get a stop, and this would happen a lot. Teams would try and put me in the pick and roll. I really didn't even play great defense right there. Could do a lot better. Luckily, they miss. Cole again finds me in transition, and again, Cooper Flag playing some great defense. I thought he was gonna throw me the lob right there. He goes for the self lob. I can respect it. Sometimes you got to just go for the highlight play, and we're up by 10 at this point. I'm just trying to make a highlight play myself, and yeah, that one did not turn out well. I think I was trying to do, you know, like a Harden-esque kind of layup, but it just did not work out in the end, but it's all good. They end up missing again. Cole's going to find me out in transition, and I'm actually going to hit Sizz with a nice little behind the back pass right there. Only a 71 pass accuracy, but you know, James Harden is known for throwing some dimes here and there, so we got to make some playmaking plays as well. And we just kept running up these games with Cole and Sizz. I think we ended up playing for around 2.5 hours. So we got a lot of good games in. Didn't really go on too long of a streak. We would kind of win 3 or 4 games in a row, maybe lose a game, go to a different court, do the same thing. But we ended up playing a lot of games. Obviously, we had a positive record on the day, so that's really all I cared about. Got some good clips, so really learning this James Harden build. It's kind of interesting when I'm playing on these 60 to 99s. I start off obviously at a 60, not really sure what the build is feeling like. Up until like a 70, 75 overall, we start to feel how we can dribble, how we can shoot. And then at an 85 overall, obviously I have an 87 driving dunk, a 95 ball handle, and a 95 three. So we're not quite obviously at a maxed overall build potential, but this is really what the build is going to start looking like. As you see, we get a nice little self lob right there, really dominating this game, 18 to 3. Cole's going to go ahead and throw up the alley-oop pass as well. So we're making some highlight plays. We're out there cooking with the animations as well. Gonna go ahead and snag that rebound. 20 to 3. You know I'm looking for that go-to shot. This is how I want to finish off the games, and I end up lading it. I really need to get that go-to shot down. I'm gonna go ahead and try it one more time. This time, green it up. So we're really looking like Harden right now. And like I was saying, we're just feeling what the build is looking like. 85 overall. We don't have any really defense, and our finishing stats definitely need work. But in terms of shooting and dribbling, this is really what the James Harden build is going to look like. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. Cole's going to get a block right there as we're in yet another game. He's going to hit me right back. And that James Harden jump shot, like I was talking about earlier, is feeling really nice right now. There's just something satisfying about using an NBA player build, in my opinion, and using all of their animations. Obviously, I don't have all of James Harden's playmaking animations, but having his jump shot on and not really relying on any type of, meta jump shot that everyone else uses really just makes these NBA player builds, and specifically 60 to 99s, really, really fun to me. You see, I'm hitting it with a nice little walk back right there. That's one move that I really need to get down and get in my dribbling bag, is that walk back move. It's one of the best moves in the entire game, so I'm definitely going to be working on that. As you see, I get that nice little steal right there, throwing the lob up to Cole. So really just making highlight play after highlight play right now, dominating out here on the park, up 13 to 2, snagging rebounds as well, kicking it out in transition, up 16 to 2 now. And I got that deep bomber takeover, so I'm looking to shoot something crazy. As you see, they're shooting a crazy shot themselves. Unfortunately, I was wide open on the transition right there, so had to take that easy bucket, but we still got to try and shoot something crazy here. A little go-to shot right over the defender. He doesn't get any type of contest. Maybe that's that legend Deadeye working right there. So we end up securing another 441 VC from that game. And like I said, we just kept playing a bunch of games. Obviously, can't show every single game that we played, but we racked up a bunch of VC. Also got some good my points as well. We got our max overall potential up to a 95. And then we had one more game left to play. Actually, a little bit of a comp game here. We have a vet 2 guarding us, so he definitely knows what he's doing, hitting him with a nice little step back move right there. And I was feeling really, really good at this point. This was like one of the last games that we played in the day, so I was feeling good. All of my dribble moves were down packed. I'm getting on that rim, meter dunking pretty much every single time with our 87 driving dunk. Sizz is playing good defense. I'm running out in transition. We were kind of just hitting flow state at this point. 10 points in this game, 15 to 9, hitting Cole on a nice little back door right there. So we're up by 5 now, trying to work this guy. Hit Cole again in the corner. A great little no dip shot right there. So now we just need one more bucket to go ahead and secure another win out here on the park. You see, they're trying to ISO up, shoot some crazy shots. That is not going to go in. Cole's going to grab that rebound. I see Sizz wide open in the corner, so we're going to make that extra pass, and he's going to knock it down. We secure another win. That was another 4-game streak, and we would actually end up winning, I think, 2 or 3 more games, but there really wasn't much going on. So after all of those games that we played, we're all the way up to 8,000 BC in the bank. So I decided to go ahead and work on my steal, just so the next time that we're playing online, we can get a little bit more defensive and get those steals. So that's going to get us to an 86 overall. And now for the first time, it is time to head into the rec. on the James Harden build. More specifically, the random rec is what we're going to start off running. We're going to get into some squatted rec a little bit later, but for now, we're just going to hop into the random rec, see what we can do. I was really excited to start playing some 5s on this build. Usually when I do these 60 to 99s, I start off playing rec a little bit earlier than an 86 overall, but hey, that just gives us no excuse to not come out here and do our thing. We already got 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist so far. You see I'm hitting it with that nice little hesitation move, trying to get some space, find my guy wide open in the corner. That's something I love to do in the random rec, especially at a point guard build. Unfortunately, I think I was at shooting guard in this game, but just getting my teammates involved early on in the game, getting some assists, that way they want to pass you the ball as well, because I played too many random rec games this year where I'll score 10, 15 points in the first quarter, and then immediately I'm just iced out of the game. They don't want to give me the ball anymore. So even if I'm at a shooting guard position, like right here, hitting my guy with a nice little no dip shot right there, gotta get the teammates involved. Unfortunately, so far to start off this game, not really doing too much late here in the first half. We only have 2 points, but we're getting on that rim a little bit, getting a nice easy dunk right there. Up by 2 now, only 4 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds, but a nice little step back right there. And we knocked down that 3. Let me know down below in the comments if you think I should switch to the James Harden step back or just keep Zach LaVine. I personally think Zach LaVine is obviously just way better, and it actually looks a little bit more like James Harden. I found that a lot with the James Harden animations is there's a couple, like his go-to shot, it looks like James Harden, but it's just really, really slow, and there's just some other alternatives out there that are better. So for now, I think I'm going to keep my animations the same, but let me know in the comments if you'd like to see when I'm at maybe like a 95, 96 overall. I put all of James Harden's animations on, at least the ones that I can. But for now, we're just rocking with what we got on. We're here late in the fourth quarter. Not too much going on for Mr. Harden. We got 9 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. Make that 8 assists right there. We're actually in a little bit of a close game. A little bit less than 2 minutes left to go. We're down by 1. Teammate gets a great steal. I have my deep bomber takeover, so I'm looking to get a shot up and maybe give our team the lead. Probably could have taken that quick little shot, but I'm looking for our teammate cutting down there. He's going to go ahead and get that nice easy dunk. So we're up by 1 now. We just need a stop. I got my 2-way. I got my deep bomber takeover on, so I'm ready to get a stop. We only need to just get 1 pretty much to maybe wrap this game up. Great defense by our team. Somehow they get that rebound, but a very questionable shot by that guy, and he misses. So now we just need to try and get a bucket. I'm looking to shoot something with my deep bomber.
Nope.
And yeah, that probably wasn't the best shot selection, but luckily our teammate grabs the board, finds us cutting down for the nice easy dunk. So we're just up by 3 now. They would have 1 more possession left to go. I don't know what they were doing. They wouldn't even get a shot up. And just like that, we come out with our first dub here in the random rec on the Harden build. We actually get 45,000 my points and almost 1,000 VC. So that was a pretty good solid first game. So I decided to just keep running it up here. We got some new teammates for this game, and in these random rec games, I'm really not looking to do anything too crazy. Just looking to get some assists, hopefully score a lot of points and just get my points and VC. That's really all we're trying to do. More specifically my points, because VC, unless you're playing with a crew, it's not the best in rec, especially random rec, because even if you win, you have to get player of the game to get like 1,500 VC, which if you're playing with a squad and get player of the game, I think you get like almost 2,000. So not the best VC method, that's for sure, but if we can score a lot of points and get a lot of assists, we'll get a lot of my points, which we do need to get to that 99 overall. So we're here in the first quarter, not too much going on. Got 3 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Make that 6 points as the guy guarding us kind of just leaves us wide open and we knock down that shot. But we're up by 3 now late in the first quarter. Again, getting the teammates involved. We're actually having a pretty solid first quarter. Got 6 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, sharing the wealth while also scoring the rock as well. You see these guys, I don't know what they're doing. A terrible shot. We're out on the fast break. And again, keep the teammates involved. That's the kind of thing that will get you the ball later in the game, passing it on the fast break, a little extra pass. But this time we're wide open on the break. I'm going to go ahead and take that dunk. So we're kind of cruising right now. 8 points, 1 rebound, and 5 assists just in the first quarter. Also playing some good defense, stopping them from getting the dunk. We're out in transition yet again, a little stop and pop, just like Harden would in real life. And we have 11 points already here in the first quarter. Now in the second quarter, we're looking to just keep scoring the ball, get some assists. I don't know where the guy that was guarding me was at. He was just leaving me wide open, and we got to take advantage of that. We got that legend set shot specialist working. Our teammates getting steals wide open in the corner. Unfortunately, don't get the ball right away, but he ends up finding us eventually. I'm going to reward him right back with a nice little pass back after running on the baseline. That's going to be another assist. We're kind of dominating this game right now. 14 points, 8 assists. We got that deep bomber takeover. So, you know, I'm looking to shoot some deep shots. And James Harden does exactly that. Almost have 20 points here just in the first half. And after another possession where I don't know where the guy was at that was guarding me, he just leaves us wide open again. And that's going to give us our 20th point here in the first half. And we're also getting some blitz steals as well. Look at Harden go. He is hooping out here. Got the two-way, knocking down another deep bomber shot. So we are really just cruising right now. 23 points, make that 9 assists just in the first half. Probably one of the better random rec games that I've played so far here in 2K26. And we end off the first half with yet another 3-point shot. We have 26 points, 9 assists, and 1 rebound. An absolutely insane first half, especially for a random rec on a 86 overall build. I will take this every single time. If I could just get 5-6 games in a row that were just like this, we could hit 99 overall really, really quickly. But unfortunately, we all know in the random rec, things don't always go this pretty. So you got to cherish these games when you get them. We already have a double-double. Make that a 30-point double-double here in the third quarter. 32 points, 11 assists now in the fourth. Getting another assist, because why not? These guys were nice enough to allow me to get a 30 ball, so got to share the love a little bit. They're trying to double team me, and then again, I'm just left wide open. I don't know what kind of defense they were playing, but I was not complaining whatsoever. Almost have 40 points now. See if we can do it here. Hit him with a nice little go-to shot. Trying to get glitchy on him. Step back. Okay, Harden, I see you out there. If that's not a Harden-esque play, I don't know what is, but I'm hungry for more. That's going to be 43 points after we get another rim run. I'm kind of ball hogging at this point, but I was thinking maybe I could get a 50 burger, see what we can do. Probably should have taken the 3, but why not a little self lob as well to end off the game? We don't get the 50 burger, but we get 45 points, 12 assists, and we win by 23 points. And that's going to give us 73,000 my points and 1,500 VC. I don't think I've had a game like that in quite some time. I mean, you see it right here. 45 points, 3 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals, only missed 1 shot. Perfect from the 3-point line. It really doesn't get much better than that. Unfortunately, the next random rec game that we played wasn't as good as that game. As you see, we're here in the first half. Only have 5 points, make that 8 points with that deep bomber shot. There wasn't too much to show, unfortunately, in this third game that we played. Our team was down most of the game. We just didn't have the best teammates in the world. And yeah, it just didn't go the greatest. We only have 17 points. I mean, only 17 points. Still a pretty solid game. I tried to get my team back in it here in the fourth quarter as we knocked down that corner 3 to give us 20 points, 1 rebound, and 9 assists. So really not a bad game, but when you compare it to that game that we just had, it does look a little lackluster. But you see, we're trying to get some stops, and our team just did not have the defense to win this game. We got to try and come back if we can, but things just aren't looking good. You see, they're just leaving me wide open again in the corner. So I tried my best to get our team back into this game, but unfortunately, we were not able to get the win. You see the defense, it just wasn't there. When you give up 97 points in the random rec, you're probably not going to be on the winning side. So after that nice, easy dunk, we went ahead and unfortunately lost our first random rec game on the Harden build, but it's all good. 25 points, 12 assists, not too shabby of a game. We end up getting 53,000 my points, so I'll definitely take that. And the 841 VC was not too bad, but we did have a daily reward spin to do, and we end up winning 2,000 VC from that. We also completed some daily challenges while we were in the rec, And now it is time to head into the squatted rec. The homie Tough hit me up. He had a couple of guys that wanted to run. So now we're out here running with his squad, and I actually joined his crew. I was just crew hopping at this point. I really care about anything else. I needed that VC bonus. So we're just out here hooping with Tough. I wasn't really even running guard when I was running with these guys. I was kind of just spotting up on the wing, which I wasn't really too mad about. Obviously, Harden plays off ball, so it was nice to, you know, just chill, play a little off ball. Unfortunately, I still wasn't that much help on defense, but when I'm on the wing wide open, you know I'm going to knock down my shots. There wasn't really too much to show in a lot of these squatted games because, like I said, I was kind of just spotting up for most of the games, but you see me cooking my guy right there, running in and out about 3 times. So we were up 13 at this point in the game, 23 points, 3 assists, not too shabby, but again, a lot of those points just kind of came off me spotting up. So I really didn't want to show too much of these games, except for the fact when I pull up from half court, definitely got to show that. But in the first squatted game, we end up winning by 13, 84-71. And since I was in their crew, we did get that VC crew bonus, which was very, very nice. 967 VC in that one. I think the crew was only like a level 12, unfortunately. So it's not like we were getting a crazy bonus, but I'll take any bonus that I can get in a 60 to 99. I also decided to change all of my dunk packages to only have the James Harden package on. So we got that out of the way, and then we got a couple of more rec games in. Got a good amount of my points, so that was a good little session with Tough and the boys, and that's going to give us enough VC to get up to a 87 overall, upgrading our midi and the free throw. And then it was a brand new day on the account. Again, we get another 2,000 VC from the daily reward. Actually beginning really lucky on my daily spins, getting like 2,000 almost every other day. So that's been really, really nice. And then at an 87 overall, it was time to head back into the park. The rec was fun, but the rec is really only for when I need to get my points, and I'm trying to get this VC as quickly as possible. So we got the homies Breeze and Sage out here again in the park, and luckily Sage joined our crew this time, so we're going to be getting some crazy VC bonuses, basically getting double VC since we are all in a level 30 crew now. So that's going to be really, really nice. And in this game right now, we're up 8-6, trying to see what we can do. We're just trying to get these games done as quickly as possible. This was a little bit of a comp game, but I'm going to get on that rim a little bit and get us the nice little 4-point lead. We got 5 points, 1 assist so far in this one. And this guy's trying to do his little push cross, whatever you want to call it, his cheesy little dribble moves. Sage is playing some good defense though, snagging that rebound. We got to push it up here in transition and to give it to Breeze for a nice easy dunk. So we're cruising through this game right now, 12-6. You see this guy again, he's trying to get his little push cross. I know what he's trying to do, so we're blitzing him, playing some solid defense. This guy's a little nervous, doesn't want to shoot. They're missing another wide open shot. And in transition, Harden is out there on the break, and you know he's going to knock that one down. 20-19, they would actually make a little bit of a comeback, but here, me and Breeze just got to play it careful. I'm going to tell him to go ahead and pop left. He's going to do exactly that, and just like that, we go ahead and walk away with our first park win back out here on the park. 23-19. Unfortunately, we didn't even get to see the VC screen. I don't know what happened. One of them probably quit to try and save their little record, but you see we are in that level 30 crew, actually playing another little comp game right here. They got a couple of vets on the other side, so we got to lock in again. 3-3. They just left me wide open there for that nice easy one to start off the game, and now I got to play a little bit of defense. This is the only part of the build that I still really need to work on. The offensive end, I'm chilling. I can score pretty much whenever I want now with the attributes that we have, but I still have no perimeter defense, and it was definitely starting to show out here when we were playing on the park. So that's why one of our next couple of upgrades may need to be on the defensive end. But you see Harden is getting on that rim again, 7-7 at this point in this game. Probably could have taken that shot, but against these comp teams, I'm just trying to make sure we score pretty much every single possession. Luckily, I did have my two-way now, so now I'm able to move around a little bit. But you see, that's a tough shot right there. Limitless range off of the hesitation move. Just got to respect that. Not much you can do about a guy making that type of shot. But again, I'm just trying to get on the rim, get us a bucket. We have the odds right now, and luckily he misses that wide open shot. And then I don't know what they're doing. This guy's just reaching at everything, and they end up just leaving me wide open in the corner. I don't know what they were doing. Sage again playing some solid defense. I'm snagging another rebound in the clutch, snatching back the big man, knocking down a three. That is exactly what I'm trying to do on this Harden build. Hitting him with a nice little go-to shot here. We only need one more bucket to win the game. He's actually clamping me up a little bit. I was looking for a deep bomber shot, but then decided to just go ahead and end off the game. Didn't want to mess around. Those guys seemed like they were pretty good at the game. So that's going to give us a 2 streak and 526 VC. So we're looking really solid. But unfortunately, those guys would spin the block and end up winning that second game against us. I think they ended up switching builds, and we just really didn't have the lineup to, you know, get enough stops. But it's all good. We beat them once. They had to spin the block. Let's just move on and keep streaking. That's really all I'm trying to do, is win as many games as possible out here on the park. But you see, in this one, we got 2 points, throwing a bad pass right there as we're already down by 1, 11-10. That is one attribute that I also need to work on after defense, is getting that pass accuracy all the way up to an 85. Right now, we're only at a 71, and Breeze and Sage were kind of telling me that they couldn't really no dip, especially in these comp games, to, you know, get their shot off quickly. That 71 pass accuracy is just not working out great. So that's another attribute that we definitely need to work on. But we're playing some nice little defense right there with the 2-8 as we're down by 2. Breeze hits us with a nice little outlet pass. So we're trying to get another stop right here. We're in a close one, 14-14. They miss another shot. So I'm looking to push it up in transition. I got the big man on me, so I know Breeze has my guy who's a little bit smaller, so he's able to shoot over him. I think Breeze was on like a nice little 6'9" center build, so he was doing his thing out here. And Sage is going to go ahead, hit me with a great little pass as the shot clock is winding down, and Harden knocks down that clutch midi. They would come back though and knock down a 3 of their own. So we're down by 1. A 3 does win the game. So I'm calling out to Breeze to let me see that thing. Let's set up a nice little pick and pop. I think they might leave it open on the left side, so I don't even hit a good dribble move, but they don't leave the corner and they just leave Breeze wide open, and he's going to knock that down to give us a nice little 2 streak on this court. We were just playing a bunch of games. Obviously, again, I can't show every single game that we played, but we were getting 500 to 600 VC a game with that VC crew bonus. So that was really, really nice. We ended up going on a 7-game streak, as you can see. And this was one of the last games that we played out here on the park with Sage and Breeze. So since it was one of the last games, I had to go out with the bang, try and score as many points as possible. And it definitely helped that I don't think this guy that was guarding me was a very high overall. So he really couldn't get any contest, and he wasn't really guarding me anyway. As you see, again, I'm just wide open for 3. I was just pulling everything at this point, bringing it down, snatching back, and hitting yet another shot. We got 12 points already so far in this one. Now we got that 2-way. We're looking for a blitz or something, and it's actually going to be Sage that gets the blitz on him. He gets the steal, and he's nice enough to hit me with the deep bomber, and we knock down yet another shot. 15 points in this one, so I'm looking to do something crazy to end off getting a blitz steal myself. Now we got to get that go-to shot with the 2-way. He ends up blocking it, but we get it right back, so I got to hit it again. One more time for the road. Another go-to shot. Actually get an ankle breaker on the James Harden go-to, and we knock down the game-winning shot and get 656 BC. And even after all of those games that we played in the park, I think I only got like 8,000 to 9,000 VC, even with the crew bonus. So I still needed a little bit more VC to get to an 88 overall. So I hit up the homie Cole the Man. He was nice enough to play some theaters 2 games with us. So we're out here playing with him, snatching back, knocking down those shots. I think this guy was like ranked 24 in Kansas or something like that. So it was definitely a little bit of a comp game. Didn't really want to give these guys the ball, because if we did, I don't have any defense. Cole was on like a Ben Simmons type of build. So if we give them the ball, it's definitely going to be a little tough. But after we get a nice little back door, they would end up getting the ball and making a little bit of a comeback. 11-15. You see, I think this guy was on like a low overall build, and he was still snagging rebounds. I don't know what kind of lineup they were running, but Luckily, they did miss a dunk right there. I'm going to find Cole wide open in the corner. He's going to hit us with a nice little pass back as we dex to the corner and knock down a three. 14-20. Again, we don't want to mess around with anything whatsoever and try and give them the ball back. We're just trying to get a couple of games in to get enough VC for an 88 overall. But again, Cole is obviously in our crew, so we're getting that level 30 bonus, getting 650 VC in that game. We just had a couple more games to run up with Cole to get some more VC. He's going to go ahead and find us out there on the 3-point line. We knocked that one down, up 5-0 in this one, getting a nice little ankle breaker. I was feeling good at this point with the dribbling on the James Harden build. Still need to work on it a little bit. I am by no means a dribble head or even that good at dribbling. Obviously, I know how to do, you know, like the hesitation moves, a step back, a go-to, but all of those advanced dribble moves, I definitely need to work on it, especially because we have this James Harden build. I have a 95 ball handle as we get that tough layup to go. I definitely need to learn a little bit more advanced dribble moves. As you see, Cole's going to go ahead and throw us that lob. It was double alley-oops in the theater. That was the event that was going on, so we got 4 points for that one. Cole's gonna miss that shot, but he makes up for it, getting the nice little steal and hitting Harden out there on the 3-point line. So again, we're just trying to get these games done as quickly as possible. I don't want to mess around, so we're gonna take that nice easy back door, and then we just needed one more bucket to go ahead and finish off this game. We got to hit him with the go-to, and we get a nice little 5% contested 3 to go right there. You see, me and Cole ended up going on a nice little 4-game streak. Not anything too crazy, but we get 600 VC for that game. We got about 600 VC pretty much every game that we played, and now we have 15,700 VC. Go ahead and max out our mid-range at an 80, max out our free throw at an 85, just in case we want to play some more rec. And then we also upgraded our perimeter defense a little bit as well. That's going to give us an 88 overall. And now we're actually going to head back to our MyCourt, and we're going to be looking at this Hall of Fame NBA quest. We have to crack the top 10 of the dynasty list and get 30 stars in the out of bounds storyline. So you see, we've already won 2 championships. So if we win one more, we should be able to crack the top 10. And then we just need to get 30 stars in the out of bounds storyline, which I really don't know how I didn't get 30 stars. If you're ever playing through the out of bounds storyline, if you're going to end up doing this quest later down the line, make sure you get 30 stars the first time you play those games, so you don't have to do what I did and just go ahead and play an NBA season, and then we'll have to go ahead and replay those games that we didn't already get 3 stars on. But it's all good. It really doesn't take too long to get through an NBA season, maybe an hour or 2 max. So went ahead and completed the first half goals that we just selected. Now we're going to go ahead and select our second half goals as well. I really just do defend the turf every single time, but it really doesn't matter which one you do. So again, we went through the second half of the season, actually achieved an attribute unlock as well. So we have that 97 overall max potential, finished our second half of the season, and that's going to be our 3rd MVP that we won. Simulate all the way through the playoffs. Again, you don't have to play any of these games as long as your team wins every single series, and then we just have to play the final game up against the Celtics. And just like that, James Harden has won his 3rd NBA title in a row with the Oklahoma City Thunder. We get our 800 VC, and now you can see if we go back to our MyCareer quest, look at this Hall of Fame quest line. We did in fact reach the top 10 of the dynasty list, and now I just had to go back through, replay these out of bounds games and get 3 stars. Again, if you're doing this, if you're watching this all the way through with this MyCareer method, the first time you play these out of bounds games, make sure you get 3 stars so you don't have to waste your time like I did and go back and replay them. But after we got 3 stars on all of those, we get this little quest where we have to, you know, just view our Hall of Fame speech. So we went ahead and did that. And now when we load back into our MyCourt, we've completed the Hall of Fame quest, a free 10,000 VC. So after we completed another NBA season and we replayed some of those out of bounds games, we got all the way up to 29,000 VC. So I decided to just use most of it on my perimeter defense, so we don't really have to worry about defense the rest of this challenge. And that's going to get us to a 90 overall with some VC to spare. And here we are at a 90 overall. First thing we obviously have to do, hit up the daily board, see if we can get any VC. Unfortunately, we're not able to do that, but we do get an update on what our badges are looking like. We got Ankle Assassin on Legend. We also have Deadeye, Shifty Shooter, and Set Shot Specialist on Legend as well. So the badges are looking pretty solid. And this is currently what the build is looking like at a 90 overall. We have 4,900 VC left over from our last upgrade, but now it is time to go ahead and get some more VC. We got some daily challenges. We got to make a dunk in the rec, and also I needed some more my points, so I decided to go ahead and hop into the random rec. We're currently averaging 25 points, about 7 rebounds, shooting about 77% from both the field and the three-point line, so we got to keep those stats up, get some good my points, and just knock out some good games here in the random rec. You see currently in this one, not too much going on here in the end of the first quarter, but we're going to go ahead and get a nice little pass to assist right there. Got to keep the teammates involved, even though I'm not scoring too much here at the beginning of the game. I want to go ahead and get my teammates involved because they're going to do exactly that. Pass me the ball right back as we knock down our first 3 of the game right there. A little bit later down the line in the first quarter, we're getting another assist. So we got 3 points, 2 assists here in the first quarter. Our team's got a 2-point lead. So now we're just looking to try and get a stop here with time running down here in the first quarter. They're going to shoot up a very questionable layup, so we're out on the break. Luckily, we're the one that gets hit. We get a nice little meter dunk there to give us our 5th point of the game. And then you see our teammates, they're passing us the ball. Nice little extra right there. Unfortunately, I believe I was at shooting guard in this game, so that's why I was kind of struggling to get involved here early on in the game. But as we get a nice little lane steal there with our 60 steal, we're pushing up in transition, swing it over to that guy in the corner. I've got my 2-way, so I'm looking to shoot. He gives it right back to us, so we're going to do a nice little hesitation move right and left, and we're going to go ahead and make the unselfish play by hitting the center. That's what you got to do in the random rec. I've talked about it a bunch, especially throughout this 16-99 series. You got to get the teammates involved. Even though I'm at shooting guard, we still got to get the teammates involved. We got 10 points, 3 assists so far here late in the second quarter. Our teammate's going to go ahead and knock that down, give us a 2-point lead. So again, we got to play some defense. We almost have our takeover, and we're going to do exactly that with the nice little blitz steal, pull up in transition with that deep bomber. And I am going to be changing my deep bomber at some point throughout this video to the sharp shooting takeover, just so I can break some more ankles. The deep bomber, though, is just way too much fun to take off. It's got to be my favorite takeover in 2K26 as we get that nice little steal and get an assist over to our teammate. So we kind of pulled away here in the second half. They would make a little bit of a comeback as we're only up by 5 here in the fourth quarter, but we get a nice little move over to the 3-point line right there. And like I said, I really wasn't getting involved too much in this game because I was kind of playing off ball. So that's why we only have 19 points, 4 assists. Pretty good for a game where I'm at shooting guard, because you see a lot of times I'm not even bringing the ball up. I'm kind of just either in the corner or I'm just posting up on the wing. But luckily, our teammate here as the point guard was pretty solid, so he's going to go ahead and knock down that 3. Give us a 9-point lead now. So we just need 1 or 2 more stops, and we should be able to secure this game. And we're going to do exactly that, getting our 5th steal of the game. You know, James Harden isn't really known for his defense, but I believe he just had 5 steals in a playoff game the other day, so he's definitely a defensive player. I think he's worthy of the bronze and silver defensive badges that I gave this build. As you see, we're going to get another assist right there, and that's pretty much going to wrap this one up as we're up by 9 here with 40 seconds left to go. I'm getting double teamed for some reason, so I'm going to hand that over off to our AI. He's going to finish that layup off, and that's how we win our first random rec game here today, as we win by 9, 100-91. We get 40,000 my points, which is pretty solid. But now we're gonna go ahead and step away from the random rec for a little bit. I got the homie Breeze on, and we're actually gonna be going into squatted rec with just 2 of us. Now, this was the first time that I did this in 2K26, and it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. Now, we ended up playing with 2 other guys that were together, and then we had an AI on our team, which probably works out a little bit better than if we were to just join us 2 and then have a squad of 3 on our team. Just in terms of getting the ball, you know, those 3 people would probably just pass it to each other over and over again. But luckily for this game, I was at point guard, Breeze was at center, so we were able to control the ball a little bit. You see here late in the first quarter, though, I didn't have any points or any assists. Finally, after a transition foul and another transition foul, we get our first 2 points of the game with about a minute left to go in the first quarter. But luckily, these guys knew what they were doing on defense, so we were able to get a stop there, hit me in transition, and now we're starting to score the ball a little bit. Up by 4 here with time winding down in the first quarter, and unfortunately, that was kind of the story of how this game was going. I was just getting double teamed by the guy that had an AI on him on the other team, so It was a little bit of a struggle. You see, they're kind of just baiting me, not really guarding the AI, but luckily hit him with a nice little hesitation move and get a 3 up right there. So we got 7 points, but you see we're now in the third quarter, down by 6, still only have 7 points. You see, I was just getting double teamed pretty much the entire time by the guy that had an AI on him. So I had to finally just start hitting the AI. And you see here in the third quarter, we're finally starting to get some stops, just getting it up in transition and getting a nice easy 2. Only down by 1 now, so we just got to try and get a stop, keep the momentum on our side, and we do exactly that with a nice little lane steal. Probably could have stepped that back and taken the transition 3, but we're just trying to score at this point. We only have 11 points, and it's almost the fourth quarter, but after Breeze sets a nice little screen right there, and they leave me with a little bit of room, we knock down that 3 to finally take back the lead, 53-51, with about 45 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. We're kind of locking down on defense right now. They're kind of struggling. They don't know what to do. I'm looking for another intercepting pass. He's going to throw it right there. That's going to be another nice little lane steal. And again, we're running down there in transition, taking the nice, easy buckets. With 4 seconds left to go here in the third, Dr. J is going to go ahead and knock down that midi. So after a great third quarter, we take a 5-point lead going into the fourth, and I'm looking to score straight off the bat, keep the momentum on our side here in the fourth quarter. Breeze sent another great screen. I'm stepping back. I was looking to pass, but if they're going to leave me wide open after that little Devin Booker step back, we have to knock that one down. And we're starting to pull away here in the fourth quarter, but they're not giving up as they knock down that contested little shot right there. And they're trying to press me. Bad decision as we're moving it up in transition. Another step back 3 for Mr. James Harden, and we knocked that one down. So we're playing well here in the second half, up by 5 with a minute left to go. I got that D bomber, so you know I'm looking to shoot something, get a shot up. Breeze hit me with a great little pass there on the wing, and that's gonna pretty much wrap this one up. 25 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists for Harden in this one. Not anything too crazy, but in a squatted rec game with only 2 people that know each other, I think that was a pretty solid game. So we get 31,000 my points and about 900 VC, and me and Breeze just kept running up these games. I needed the my points. This was the only really highlight from this game right here. A nice little half-court shot with the deep bomber, and that would be another win here in the rec with Breeze. So that's going to be 2 wins right there. We get 53,000 my points from that one. Obviously, I can't show every single rec game that we played, or this video would be hours and hours long, but I just wanted to show, obviously, some of the best games that we played throughout this day. You see, they're leaving me wide open to start this one, 3-0, and you see we're on defense now. Got to try and keep the momentum, get a stop here, see what we can do. I don't know what they're doing. The guy's wide open in the corner, finds him late. He misses the dunk, and we're out in transition again. Jokic is going to go ahead and find us, and James Harden starts this one off 5-0 here. A little bit later down the line in the first quarter, shooting up a very questionable shot, but Jokic got us as he's going to go ahead and hit us with a nice little pass after the rebound. And just like that, we got 8 points to start this one. Again, here still in the first quarter, little hesitation move. That's probably my favorite move that I do on this Harden build, and I think it replicates him really, really well. He loves doing those little hesitation moves into a 3, especially in real life. But you see here in the second quarter, we still only have 11 points, up by 1 here. Me and Breeze are battling. I think they actually had, we had 3 people on our team in this one. So this was the first game where we played where it was just the 2 of us and then 3 people who obviously all know each other as well. Luckily, I was at point guard, so we didn't have to worry about, getting iced out of the game. And these guys actually kind of knew what they were doing. We were playing some nice team ball as we go up by 6 there. With a minute left to go here in the second, we're up by 4 now. They're shooting up another questionable shot. Jokic grabbing the rebound, and I'm loving this Jokic guy right now. He's finding James Harden on the wing, and we're getting 3s up. 14 points now here in the first half. A questionable shot by the other team. We're moving it up in transition, trying to play a nice little unselfish ball, and look at that. We get the pass back as well. So I'm loving these teammates right now, and we actually also get a player of the half. So that's going to be a free 100 VC added to the total at the end of the game. 17 points, 3 assists at halftime. So we're kind of balling right now. So we got to keep the momentum going here in the third. I'm going to see Breeze on the nice little pick and pop. He was actually at power forward in this game, which kind of worked out. He was on a 6'9" center build, and we had Jokic who was passing the ball as well. I mean, look at these guys. We got the ball movement going. I'm going to swing it over to Breeze on the wing. he's going to no dip that one and knock it down. So it's 17 points, 5 rebounds for Harden right now here in the third quarter. We're kind of chilling in this game. We have 13 points and we're smacking that one away with the two-way. I don't even think I have any of my block upgraded just yet. And then again, we're finding Breeze out there on the wing, and that's pretty much automatic here in the third quarter. We're up by 8 now, 17.6 assists. They're trying to throw lobs on us. We cannot allow that. Breeze is going to go ahead and hit us. A little selfish move by Harden there to pull up for 3, but hey, we got to try and get all the buckets we can. 20 points now. We are chilling up by 16. Jokic playing some great defense down there, and again, he's loving the Harden on that right wing as we knock down another wide open 3. Got to take advantage of good teammates when we get them. Again, Jokic finding Harden in the corner. I'm loving this guy right now. We might have to send him a friend request after this game because we are hooping right now. Another questionable shot by the other team. We can't quite grab the rebound, but it's all good. Harden's going to run back, get the blitz steal and the dunk in transition, and that's going to give us a dub. We almost win by 20, 97-79. Harden's going to go ahead and finish with 28 points and 7 assists. And me and Breeze are on a little 3-game streak here in the rec as we get 1100 VC. Only 24,000 my points. But after we played a couple more games, we are really moving on our bar for the my points. We're almost at that 97 max potential. But after all of those rec games that we played, we got up to 13,270 VC. So I went ahead and maxed out the pass accuracy at an 82 just to get it out of the way. Since we're playing some rec, having that maxed out pass accuracy is going to help out a ton. But we'd end up running a couple more games with Breeze here in the rec. Unfortunately, we did lose this one 104-93, but we maxed out our dimer at gold. We got versatile visionary up to silver and 42,000 my points. And I'm also closing in on getting veteran 1. So that's going to help out a bunch. We're going to get heat check and we also get some better rewards from the wheel spin. We end up playing another rec game and unfortunately losing again. But we would have one more good game with me and Breeze. You see, we have another game where it's just 2 of us and a squad of 3. But luckily, again, we are at the point guard and center position. So we're going to be able to control the game. You see, we're starting this one off with a nice little step back move to give us our first 3 points of the game. Playing some good defense as well. Kind of a weird possession. Didn't quite get the intercepting pass, but we get the steal nonetheless. And Breeze is going to hit us up in transition. And this was, I think, probably the 7th or 8th game that we played. I really wasn't expecting to play this much rec as a 90-91 overall. But again, like I said, I really needed to get to the 99 overall max potential because later in this video, we're going to be getting some VC really quickly. So getting to that 99 max potential was kind of my goal with playing all of these rec games. We're going to be playing some street ball eventually to just get the my points completely out of the way, but we'll talk about all of that a little bit later down the line in the video. Right now, we have 9 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists in this game. We're up by 14. Breeze is going to go ahead and knock that down. We're actually up 30-13 in the first quarter. Now 37-17 with time ticking down here in the second quarter. We got 12 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists. Not too bad. Breeze is going to knock that down to give us our 5th assist. And again, things were actually going pretty well as we're up by 20. The one good thing I will say about playing in the squatted rec with just 2 people, as you see, Harden knocks down another shot right there. But when you only play with maybe 1 or 2 of your friends in the squatted rec, you're also going up against teams usually that are, you know, doing the same thing on the other side. 2K normally doesn't match you up against a full 5, which is pretty nice because when you get people like me and Breeze and, you know, the guys on our team who know what they're doing and then a team on the other side who really doesn't, it just makes these games a little bit more fun, especially in the rec. You guys know it can get sweaty at times, and going up against a full 5 is just not fun. So this was just really a fun way for me and Breeze to come out here, get some nice easy games, get some easy go-to shots like that shot right there. And that go-to shot, when we were playing, Breeze was telling me it was just way too slow and it just really wasn't that good. It does look like Harden, but here in a minute, we're actually going to try out a different go-to shot, and you'll have to let me know what you think about it in the comments. I personally think it's way better than Harden's generic go-to shot where he doesn't really get any type of movement or any space whatsoever, but we'll get into that in a second. For this game, we dropped 27 points, 1 rebound, and 9 assists and get a nice easy win, 100-79. And you see we're closing in on that 98 overall max potential and that vet 1 as well. So you see right here, we're actually going to go ahead and select a different go-to shot. And the go-to shot we're going to be going with now is Shfi Mikhailuk. I don't know how to say his first name, but I believe it is just Shfi Mikhailuk. So now we got to go ahead and test it out in at least one more game. Me and Breeze found a new set of guys to go ahead and play with. And you see here, the first time I get the ball in this game, we're gonna go ahead and hit the go-to, and look at that. It just gets so much more space. We instantly get an ankle breaker and actually, you know, create some room. Unfortunately, we would end up getting blown out in this game as we only get 19 points and 5 assists. But that go-to shot is looking way better than the Harden one. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that for the rest of this 60-99. As you see, we go ahead and hit our max potential at a 98, and it was a new day on the account, so we hit up the daily reward. Unfortunately, only got muscle milk, and we're going back straight into the random wreck. Unfortunately, I didn't really have anybody online. I wanted to get into some park, but we're gonna have to wait on the park for now. And we're getting back into that random wreck. Like I said, we still need that 99 overall max potential. So that's why we had to go ahead and head back into the wreck, just to go ahead and knock out all of these my points before we step back out onto the park for the rest of this video. But we're starting this one off here in the first quarter. We're actually up 15-4. I thought things were going great. I had 7 points, 1 assist, stepping back, getting another 3 to go. A little limitless range shot right there. But you see, here in the fourth quarter, only 12 points, 9 assists. I think a lot of our team ended just quitting out in this game. And it was just one of those random wreck games where I really couldn't do too much, couldn't really take over the game. 12 points, 13 assists. But we get 32,000 my points and 733 VC. So as long as we're getting, you know, 30,000 my points a game, I'm not going to complain too much about it. Obviously, we want to win every single game that we play. But if we get 30, 40,000 my points in a loss, I'm not going to complain about it too much. But you see here in this game, we're starting this one off again, getting our teammates involved. I was actually at point guard in this game, so we should be able to control the ball a little bit more, get our teammates involved, and just have an overall better game than the last one. As you see, we're getting a nice stop right there. Got to try and get our first points on the board eventually, but you see, pass it over to our teammate. He's going to find us in the corner with a nice little pass back, and just like that, we got our first points of this one. 3 points now, 4 assists. Looking to get another assist right there as our teammate knocks that dunk down. And this was kind of a close one. We got our deep bomber take over here. I actually lose it right before I take that shot, but luckily we got that gold limitless range to kind of save us. And we have 6 points and 6 assists now, and a nice little putback is going to give us our 8th point of the game. I didn't know James Harden was able to get up like that, but with that 87 driving dunk, we're able to get that nice little putback, getting on that rim as well after a cool little ankle breaker. So we got 10 points now, 6 assists. I see the lane again, so I'm going to get on that rim with our meter dunk. We got that deep bomber again, 39-39. We have our two-way as well, so I'm looking for a little blitz. You see me moving around. Unfortunately, they would get a nice little midi. So we got a nice little back and forth game. Seems like both teams are pretty even, but James Harden has that deep bomber, and I would actually go ahead and make the unselfish play and hit our teammate for the assist. Somehow lose our deep bomber takeover, but again, this guy was having trouble guarding Harden, and we're getting on that rim yet again. But here in the third quarter, we'd actually find ourselves down by 11. So we still got to try and make a little bit of a comeback. 14 points now, 10 assists. So a nice little double-double for Harden. We're doing our thing out here, but we also need to play some defense and get some stops. You see these guys actually kind of know what they're doing. They're moving the ball around a little bit. This other guard was kind of cooking up. He's going to give them a 12-point lead now, but we have the trust of our teammates, so we're going to go ahead and knock down that nice little quick stop. So we're trying to keep our team in the game right now. 17 points, 10 assists. The AI actually gets a steal. We're stepping back. They kind of all guard the step back, but a great pass back by our teammate. That is why when you're at point guard in the random wreck, you gotta pass the ball early, because you'll gain the trust of your teammates and you'll get some nice easy pass backs. But we were struggling on the defensive end. We just couldn't string together a couple of stops, but it's all good. Harden's got that deep bomber. You know the teammates are looking for him. A little step back move. Look at that acceleration right there. I don't even have my speed maxed out yet, and this build is already cooking up. Another mean little step back here late in the third quarter to cut the lead down to 5. 25 points now for Harden. We're doing all we can to keep our team in the game. This other guard is also doing the same for his squad. They're moving it around. We're playing some good defense though. Harden with the strip away, and you know I'm looking to pull up in transition. Unfortunately, not able to do so, but we hit our teammates, and you know they're looking for Harden there out on the wing. I'm kind of dexing at the top of the key. Hopefully they see us. We do have an AI on our team, but it's all good because we're going to get on that rim one more time here in the third quarter. Now we're in the fourth, still down by 7. We're battling right now. We got an AI on our team. I got to go ahead and just dot them since they're leaving them wide open. Down by 3 now with a little over 2 minutes left to go. And after that dunk, they're now up by 5. Lose our deep bomber takeover after nothing. So that's a little annoying, but we got to look for a teammate here. I see him cutting. And that's going to give us our 13th assist now. But again, we were struggling to get stops. So we just got to try and keep scoring. I see him on the nice little decks. He decides not to take it. He takes the nice easy 2. Can't be too mad about that. Again, we still couldn't get a stop, but luckily our team was also scoring. This was really a nice back and forth game. A great little random wreck game here. You see, we just got to try and play some defense now. Down by 2, 35 seconds left to go. I don't know what that AI is doing in the right corner. He's not really playing any defense on him. I know they want to hit him. I know he's there. So I'm going to go ahead and jump at him. The AI actually gets a 3% contested shot. So 20 seconds left to go now. Down by 2. Our teammates kind of open in the corner. They're doubling, leaving the AI open. But luckily, this guy just takes it to the rim and ties this game all up at 13. Now we just got to try and get a stop. We cannot let them score right here. They're definitely looking for the last shot. 5 seconds left to go now. We're playing some solid defense. He jumps and gets a great contest, and the AI grabs the rebound, and we get a timeout in with 1.1 seconds left to go. I'm hoping they hit harder for the game winner, but he actually hits the AI, and he knocks it down for the game winner. The AI with an all-time clutch performance, and we get 55,000 my points, 1400 VC, and we're only 0.2 away from hitting veteran 1. An absolutely insane game. I had 29 points, 14 assists, 5 for 6 from 3. So after that crazy game, I decided I wanted to go ahead and at least set up this little my points method. So quickly, I'm just going to show you the best my points method on 2K26 if you don't already somehow know it. But basically what we're doing here to start this method off is you want to go ahead and beat the Phantom and Salty Sam so that you can get them on your team. So you go ahead, finish up the game as quickly as you can, collect your 400 VC from the street ball game, and then like I said, now we're going to go ahead and select Salty Sam because we just beat the Phantom, and essentially we're just going to be throwing lobs to these guys, getting as many my points as possible in these short little games. You see I got 24,000 my points in that quick little 5-minute street ball game. So now that we have both of these guys defeated, we can go ahead and select the poster child. He's the easiest one to go up against every time you're doing this method. And then obviously we're going to put Salty Sam and the Phantom on our team. And basically, like I said, what we're doing, we're calling for a pick and roll and just throwing a quick little lob up to them. And we're doing that over and over again until we get to the 21 or shut it down, or whenever this street ball game ends. We're just throwing lobs until we get the dub, collect our 20,000 my points pretty much every single time, 400 VC as well, and we just rinse and repeated that method over and over again. We're trying to get to that 99 max potential, and I was also really close to having enough VC to get to 92 overall, so I decided to head over to the open run court. If you don't know, you can play one of these quick little games and get about 1,000 VC. You get 400 VC from the game and 500 from the little daily quest. So decided to go ahead, finish that game up, and now again we're back in the squatted wreck with Breeze. Really wasn't too much going on in this specific game, only 13 points. We would end up getting a double-double after we get a little assist to Breeze at the end of this one, but we win by 25. Not too much going on, but like I said, we needed a couple more games to get to 92 overall, and we also only needed one more game to finally go ahead and hit veteran 1 here in NBA 2K26. It was double rep in the rec. That is why I was able to hit it as quickly as I did. You probably noticed throughout all of the rec games that we played so far that it was double rep in the rec. So that was really, really nice. Had to play at least one game and test out the heat check. You see, hit him with a nice little go-to shot, get some space and knock it down. Not anything too crazy. Trust me, we'll hit some crazy clips with the heat check now that we have it, but ended up playing a couple more rec games, and now we finally got enough VC to where we can hit 92 overall. So we're gonna go ahead and max out our perimeter defense, get our steal up to a 62, and max out our strength as well at a 75. And that's gonna go ahead and get us to that 92 overall. And it was also the next day on the account, so we finally get to see what a veteran level daily reward looks like, and we actually get 3,000 VC. So that was huge for the account and for the 60 to 99. But then I decided to head over back to the street ball to knock out a bunch of these my points. I pretty much just sat down, threw on a Netflix show, and was grinding this pretty much all day. Really wasn't all day. It was probably like 3 or 4 hours of just straight grinding these my points, but it was definitely worth it. We got a bunch of VC, we got a bunch of my points, so we're getting really, really close to that 99 overall max potential. You see, after all of these games played, we also got to level 35 in the battle pass, so that's going to give us a bunch of extra badge slots. We got both of our max +2 now, so these are what our badges are looking like. We got ankle assassin on legend, limitless range, set shot, shifty, deadeye. We got a bunch of gold badges as well now, along with handles for days on Hall of Fame, and we're up to 17,000 VC by just grinding the street ball court. The street ball is really, really solid. If you're an offline player or even an online player that doesn't have too many people online and you just want to get VC, playing these games on street ball and on the open court athletic, if you play 30 of those games in a week, you get 2,500 VC. So we're kind of just offline grinding right now. I didn't want to play any more MyCareer in this challenge, so we're just grinding a bunch of VC on both of these courts. And it was also a new week, so we were able to get some VC from 2K TV. So after grinding street ball, we played some open court games and we did 2K TV. We are up to 26,000 VC. So we're going to go ahead and max out our steal at a 73, max out our speed at an 86, max out our vertical at a 75, and put a little bit on close shot. And just like that, we're at a 94 overall. So I would definitely recommend, if you don't have any teammates on or anything, hit up that street ball court. It's a quick, easy way to get VC and my points. And we also get another 2,500 VC from the wheel spin. So we're looking really, really good right now. And like I was talking about earlier, we also have this little takeover we can use now. That's going to be that sharp shooting takeover just to get some extra ankle breakers. And now, since I was so close to hitting 99 overall max potential, I decided to hit up the random rec at least one more time. This might be the last time we play rec here in the 60 to 99 for James Harden. So we got to make it a good one. After we get the 99 overall max potential, we're probably just going to head to the park and get all of the rest of the VC from there. But we got to make this game count. We're already up by 8 here in the first quarter. We got 1 steal and 1 assist so far. Make that 2 assists with that nice little extra pass right there. Here in the second quarter, not really too much going on for James Harden. We're only up by 4. Only have 1 rebound, 3 assists. Gonna make that 4 assists with another one right there. But I want to get on the scoring board here. We got 6 assists now, so I haven't really been doing too much on the scoring end, so that's why I had to go and get that nice easy dunk. So we got 2 points now with a minute left to go in the second quarter. They're gonna leave me wide open for 3, and we're gonna knock that one down. So we got 5 points now, up by 12. We are cruising through this game. Teammate gets blocked, but he finds me out there on the 3-point line. We got that legend limitless range now with the deep bomber. There's no way we were missing that. So we got 8 points now with about 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter. I'm trying to get some more points on the board. Maybe we can sneak a player of the half in if we get a couple more buckets. So we're snatching back, shooting a deep one basically from half court. And now we have our heat check. We just hit vet 1, so we're finally getting some heat check plays here. Hitting them with a little go-to shot. It's heavily contested, 75%, and we green it. Probably the biggest red that I've hit in this game. You know, I had to save the clip, and we get that player of the half. So that's an extra 100 VC. I'm really glad that I was able to hit vet 1 so I can get some clips with heat check. I've been looking forward to getting heat check this entire year. So being able to get some crazy clips like that on the James Harden build is going to be fun for the rest of this video. We're definitely going to hit some more heat check shots, but for now, we're kind of cruising through this game. Like I said, we're up by 30. Harden's got 21, 2 and 9. So I'm looking for maybe a double-double, or we could maybe hit another crazy go-to shot. And I'm hitting it with it right here, and that's another heavily contested shot. I don't know if maybe it's the takeover or it's that go-to shot that we're using now, but I'm kind of wishing I had this Shvi Mikhailuk on earlier. The James Harden one was fun, but I don't know. This Shvi Mikhailuk is looking really crazy for the go-to shot, but nonetheless, we would go ahead and win that random rec game by 40. We just had the better team, and Harden had a pretty good performance himself, so that's going to earn us 50,000 my points. We max out our interceptor at silver, and we get 1100 VC, so a really, really solid rec game, and I only needed a few more my points, so I thought, why not? Before we get some teammates on, let's hit up the random squad in the theater one more time. You see we're missing that wide open three, but we got our teammate. He's going to grab that rebound, kick it back out to Harden, and we knock down that easy 2. And we're actually down by 2. Not too much going on for Harden in this one so far, but we're snatching back, looking for a little bucket right here, and we're going to get it with that nice easy dunk. 11-11 now. Still only 4 points, so again, I'm looking for a little bucket here. Hitting him with a little go-to. He plays it well, so now we got to try and just go in for the easy dunk. I see the teammate out there. Unfortunately, they run out and get a contest, but we get the board, and for some reason, they decide to double team the mascot on our team, and after a nice little extra pass from our teammate, Harden knocks down the 3 in the corner, but they would end up tying it all up at 14, so again, I'm looking to get on that rim, and we do exactly that, giving us our 9th point of the game. But we would actually find ourselves down by 2, 20-18. I'm looking for a 3 here, hitting him with a nice little go-to shot. It was open, but I just messed up the timing, so we got to try and get a stop right here. They only need a bucket to win. Luckily, our teammate bails us out completely, gets a steal, and knocks down the clutch 3. So now we just need one more stop. No 3s here, and we should win this game. I have faith in my teammates. He shoots a questionable shot. We're out in transition. They're probably not trusting Harden with the ball anymore after that last go-to attempt, but it's all good because he's going to go ahead and finish this game off. Our teammates kind of bailed us out there, but it's all good. We win 23-20. And we go ahead and get that 99 overall max potential along with 295 VC. So now when we go back and look at our card, you see we have that 99 overall max potential along with 5,000 VC. So we're already well on our way to 96. And after a wheel spin on the next day, we get 4,000 VC. So that one is really coming in handy right now. We also do a little daily challenge for our daily pick'em to get an extra 500 VC. And just like that, we're back up to 10,000 VC in the bank as a 94 overall. And now it is time to start making some serious VC. I called up the big guns, Tough and Cole. We're going to come out here and try and break some streaks, get some quick, easy VC. This was kind of my plan all along. Get to a 99 overall max potential, and then just come out here on the park and get as many streak breakers as possible. Break as many streaks and get all of this VC as quickly as we can. You see, we're going to go ahead, knock down that 3 right there to tie it all up. And now we just got to try and get a stop. The most important thing in these streak breaking games is getting stops. We can score pretty much whenever we want. As you see, Tough gets that nice little lane steal, and then we throw it up to him in transition. But we can score pretty much every time. Obviously, we're not really on all meta builds. I'm on a James Harden build that's, you know, not a 99-3 or some type of lockdown with 99 steal. Those are normally the teams you play when you're going for streaks, but it's all good. Me, Cole, and Tough, we have some good chemistry, so when we're coming out here to break streaks, it shouldn't be too bad. But here in this one, it's all tied up 8-8. Currently only have 5 points for Harden. Cole's gonna get him with a nice little slip right there, so we take the lead back. And now again, we just got to try and get another stop. Luckily, they take a very questionable shot, so we're moving it up in transition. I'm just looking for easy buckets at this point. Once we get up by 1 or 2 possessions, we're just looking for easy buckets. We're not going to force any 3s or anything like that, like they're doing right there. Another questionable shot. Again, moving it up in transition, and Tough's going to take that nice easy 2. And just like that, we're up 16-13 here. And now we just need to try and score. Like I said, we're not really looking for D-bomber shots, not looking to do anything too crazy. we're just going to take those nice easy twos. Now that we're up 18-15, Harden's actually got 9 points, 1 rebound, and 4 assists. Getting an ankle breaker right there. Probably should have taken the nice easy dunk, but we're looking to see if we can end this one off, and we're going to do exactly that as Tough hits us on the decks. Hit that nice little fading shot in the corner, and just like that, we win our first 2,500 BC. Not anything too crazy. We just beat a nice little 5 streak to get 2,800 BC total. So a good start to the streak breaking day, but unfortunately things did not go as well as we initially thought. We won that first game, and then we definitely started to struggle a little bit. You see in this one, we're actually down by 1 to start it off, and you could kind of tell they have a pretty big lineup. They have this center with probably 99 O board, and then they have that guy in the corner who's a like 6'8", 6'9" lock. They're just harassing me on the inbound. They're fiending for the ball, trying to get some fluky steals. These are the kind of lineups, you know, we were expecting to play, but it was definitely tough. But oh my goodness, Harden with an absolutely insane posterizing animation. I have no idea where that came from, and then we get a stop and knock down a 3. So the momentum might be swinging towards us a little bit. I don't know where that dunk animation came from. That was probably the craziest dunk I've seen on Harden, and then I give up a wide open 3, but luckily they miss it. We throw it up to Tough in transition, and we're actually up 9-6. So we just got to try and get some stops now. Unfortunately, they would find themselves wide open for 3. So it's all tied up at 9, but we have the advantage. We have an extra possession now. And then, like I said, they're just going for fluke steals, and that would kind of be the momentum. I don't even know how he gets that steal. I'm literally just standing there with 99 ball handle. They come down, make a 3, and now we're trying to get a 3 of our own, get one right back. They would jump at Tough, get a contest. Cole gets the free board, and then that guy's just absolutely dialed in, gets the steal in transition. They knock down another 3. So we would be down 18-14, and you could probably guess how this one ends. He does that little push peek and gets a free 3, and we would end up losing that one, unfortunately. I'm telling you, the sweats were out in the park on this night. I don't know what was going on. At least we maxed out our posterizer at silver, but we couldn't go out sad like that. We definitely still want to break a few streaks. You see here, they're going to go ahead, throw that one up, and take a quick, easy 3-0 lead, and they're all in these mascots pressing me like everybody does. It was just really, really annoying playing all of these, you know, people who are trying their hardest. I mean, obviously they're on a streak, so they're going to be pretty good at the game, but just getting harassed by these lockdowns with 99 steal, 99 per rim, it definitely wasn't too fun. But hey, if we want that VC, we got to get through the adversity a little bit. You see, we're down in this one, actually down 11-8 now. So we definitely got to try and string together some stops if we're going to come back in this one. But he would hit a nice little peak shot on Tough right there, but it's all good. We're only down by 6, a couple of buckets and a couple of stops, and we'll be right back in this one. Tough's going to go ahead and bring it up because, again, I'm getting pressed when I try and bring the ball up, and we're trying to look for a 3, but nothing is really there. They're playing high up. They know they have the advantage right now, up by 6. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the nice, easy dunk. We got to get some stops regardless. Unfortunately, this guard was kind of just going crazy, and he hits another 3-pointer. So we're down 10-17 now. It's kind of looking out of reach, but Cole hits a nice little slip pop right there. So we're only down by 4. 1 or 2 stops, and we're right back in this game. So we got to lock in. This guy wasn't really doing anything, so I wasn't too worried about him. We're getting a little bumpy, playing some solid defense. We're swinging around. They're flustered a little bit, looking for a 3-point shot. They might even be messing around a little bit too much here. As you see, Cole's going to play some nice help defense, get the snatch block. We're going to push it up in transition and get a nice, easy 3. So we're only down by 1 now. 1 more stop, and we could actually win this game. Harden this time with the help defense. Gets him to miss the dunk. Again, we're pushing up in transition, looking for a quick little bucket. We just need anything right here, and we will be chilling. Cole, another great slip pop to the corner, and they leave him wide open, and just like that, we're back in this game, up by 2 now. These guys are all over the place. They don't know what just happened. They were just up by 7. They shoot a very questionable 3, and Cole hits Harden in transition, and just like that, we get a nice little comeback win. We definitely needed that one. That's going to be another 2,500 VC, actually almost 2,800 after the little extra VC we get after the game. And just like that, after a couple of streaks had been broken, we got all the way up to 16,400 VC. And I'm going to use all of that on the driving layup to get that up to a 76. I really haven't been able to upgrade my driving layup, which is a big part of this build, just because I was so worried about the defense. Obviously, we had to upgrade the shooting and ball handling in our physicals. The finishing kind of had to come last. Obviously, we've had that driving dunk pretty much the whole time, but I definitely want to get that driving layup up so we can at least get a few, Euro steps, some crazy scoop layups, something on the Harden build, because obviously that's what Harden does in real life a lot. But we're in this game right now. This is another 2,500 VC game. Unfortunately, they were on a 9 streak, so if we would have waited just one more game, we could have got 5K if we end up winning this game, but it's all good. We're down 9-11 right here. We have 2 points, 1 assist, hit him with a nice little dex to the wing. Tough hits us, and we take a 1-point lead. Now, again, once we get up by 1 or 2, we got to try and get a stop. Unfortunately, don't get one there. They were also kind of using the same strategy of just taking the easy 2s when they're there. But after Cole sets a nice little screen, he slips down there, and we're just kind of going back and forth right now, taking easy 2s. We're down 15-14 now, so I'm trying to tell Cole to slip to the left, but for some reason, the guy in the purple just leaves Tough wide open, and he gets a nice little flare to go right there. And now we have a 2-point lead, 17-15. We just need one more stop, and we should be able to secure a win. A very questionable shot by that guy in the purple. I don't know what he's doing. He's kind of selling his team a little bit, but I'm not going to complain about it whatsoever as we take that easy dunk. They would take a nice easy 2, but we only need one more bucket to go ahead and finish this one off. So I'm going to go ahead and tell Tough to go ahead, just get this game over with, cut. We'll throw it all the way down to him. We'll take the nice easy 2, and that's going to be another streak broken. 2,500. Unfortunately, we weren't really able to beat many big streaks, like a 10 streak, 20, and we end up losing a couple more games, but we still made a good amount of VC. This game right here, we had actually thought this was another 2,500 VC, but the people who were on the streak before had actually lost. So we just played that entire game all locked in and everything, but it's all good. We ended up still making around, I think, 12,000, 15,000 VC from those streaks that we broke. We needed a little bit more VC though to get to a 96 overall. So I decided to hit up the open run court, play a couple of these games, get the 500 VC from the daily quest. And then we played a couple more of those games to get all the way up to the VC that we needed to get to a 96 overall, which was around 13,500. So again, we're throwing it all in driving layup, and we got our driving layup up to an 87 now, and that's going to get us to a 97 overall. And I had this quest right here for the weekly open court games. I ended up playing around 13 games to get all the way up to a 96, so I decided to just go ahead and knock the rest of these games out for that quest. It's a free 2,500 VC, so I went ahead, just threw something on, finished this in about 30 to 45 minutes, I think, and that's going to go ahead and give us enough VC to get close to a 97. My ultimate goal was to really just get all of the VC that I wanted for the rest of this challenge while we were streak hunting. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, so it's all good. We're gonna go ahead and get this VC regardless. We end up getting it here at the open run court. Finally complete this quest for the weekly to get 2,500 VC, and since I was now so close to hitting 97 overall, decided to head over to Street Kings, play the little daily challenger on here for another free 500 to 600 VC from that. And finally, after all of those offline games that I really didn't want to play, we get all the way up to 13,000 VC again. So we're gonna go ahead, max out the driving layup at a 93, put our close shot up 1, and now we are a 97 overall. And since I went ahead and maxed out my driving layup, I decided to put the 2 cap breakers I had left on the driving layup. I mean, James Harden is obviously known as a really, really good finisher in real life, so why not just throw it on the driving layup? Didn't really see any other way I could put those cap breakers on. And then we went ahead and used one of our performance multipliers, and this is what the badges are looking like now on the James Harden build. Looking really, really good. We got layup mixmaster on Hall of Fame now with a bunch of legend badges. So the build is pretty much at max potential as a 97 overall. The only attributes we had left
really aren't anything too crazy. So we're out here on the twos now with the homie Breeze, trying to get some games in, get to that 98 overall. I really wanted to play these games in the park because I think the park is just a little bit more entertaining than the theater, but we were just trying to get these games in as quickly as possible. Obviously, the 60 to 99 can take a while, so I'm just trying to get it over with, and the theater in the twos was the fastest way I knew how to get VC, especially since we're beginning that VC crew bonus as well throughout all of these games that we play with Breeze. So you see we're up 14 to nothing, kind of cruising through this game right now. We got 8 points now, and we got that D bomber. You know, we're looking to shoot something crazy. Gonna go ahead, shoot that one up and knock it down. And now we have heat check. We got to shoot something even crazier. This is what I've been looking forward to after I hit vet 1, to hit some crazy shots with the deep bomber with heat check. Gonna go ahead, step it back, and he actually plays pretty solid defense, and we're not able to get a crazy shot. They would actually try and make a little bit of a comeback, but James Harden plays some great defense right there, and now we can't really mess around anymore. We got to go ahead and just end off this game. Don't want to take any L's. Like I said, we're trying to get these games done as quickly as possible to get all of this VC that we need to get to that 99 overall. So Breeze is going to go ahead and finish that one up. We win our first twos game and we get 650 VC. So like I said, if we can get these games done as quickly as we can, maybe 3-4 minutes, getting 650 VC in that amount of time is actually pretty solid. So that's why you see me here in these games. I'm not really going for any crazy clips or anything like that. Once we get to a 98 overall, we're going to head back into the park, get on the threes, and we're gonna be going crazy. But right now we just need to get this VC, so I'm just trying to cook my man up as quickly as we can. And this build is actually moving really fast. I only had gold lightning launch on, so if you were to ever make a build like this, as you see we get that nice little scoop layup to go, but if you ever make a build like this, you can definitely change around some stuff that I did. You can use different badges. For instance, I think you can get legend lightning launch on this build if you really wanted to. I unfortunately didn't really have the time to change my badges around, try different things on the build, but it's all good. We go ahead and win another game. That's going to be a 3-win streak on the twos now with Breeze. We get another 594 VC, but I was having fun out here on the twos. I'm really not much of a twos player. I think I mentioned it before. I definitely prefer the threes, but on this James Harden build, a 6'5" build with a high three-pointer and a high ball handle, it actually should be a pretty solid twos build. So you see we're here in this one, 3-3, snagging a board. Luckily, the guys we were playing today really weren't that good on the twos. As you see, they're missing wide open shots. We would actually battle in this game, but make a nice little read right here, getting the lane steal, throwing that one up and getting the 3 to go. So we got 8 points, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And like I said, these guys weren't the best as they're missing another wide open midi. And I'm saying they're not the best when they're literally about to beat us. The score's 19-16. Luckily, I got Breeze on my squad though, so he's going to go ahead and tie it up 19-19. So we're just looking for a simple little bucket. I try to hit him on the back door, but it doesn't really work out, but it's all good. For some reason, he decides to jump at nothing. We go ahead and win another game on the twos, and we were just running it up here. I'm not going to go ahead and show every single game that we played because, like I was saying earlier, we were just trying to get these games done as quickly as we can. We ended up losing the last one, but after we won about 7 to 8 games, we got all the way up to 12,900 VC. So we go ahead, put our close shot up to a 73 now, getting us to a 98 overall. So we just need one more overall left to go in this 60 to 99 overall challenge with James Harden. So we're going to go ahead, like I said, head to the park for the final games. And now we're trying to play as much like James Harden as we can. It really just showcase how good this build really is. Going to go ahead, start it off with a nice easy 3. And we're playing some solid defense here, as you see. Gonna go ahead, block that one as well. I just said we were gonna play realistic like James Harden, but getting blocks like that, we gotta play a little out of body sometimes. And you see we're playing some more good defense here, locking them down. Sage is gonna go ahead, tip that one away. Breeze back out to me, over to Sage for the wide open 3. So we're flowing right now. I'm way more comfortable now that we're back on the threes. Sage is going to go ahead and get that nice easy layup to go to give us a 3-point lead. Only 3 points so far for Harden, but after you get that lane steal, shoot it straight up with the 2-way. We get our 6th point of the game, and I'm looking for another one. We get another lane steal, going to the corner, and I got a little too excited. I can't lie. Kind of a crazy shot to go for, but hey, it's the last games on the James Harden build. We got to try and make some highlight plays. Unfortunately, not able to get one here, so we just get the nice, easy assist off to Sage, and now we're up 20-14. A little awkward end to this one as we just inbound it right to me, and I'm wide open standing there. So go ahead, just finish up that game real quick. Just like in the theater, we can't waste too much time out here. We're trying to get this 99 overall as quickly as we can. So we're running up another game here in the park with Sage and Breeze, starting this one off with a nice easy dunk. We got 2 points now, all tied up at 2. We're not going to be showing too much defense because obviously we're not playing that much defense with James Harden to begin with anyway, but we're kind of going back and forth right here, 5-5, looking for another bucket. They're going to leave me wide open for 3, stopping and popping and knocking that one down. 8-7 now. Again, not showing the defense, but if you wanted to know what's happening on defense, is they're just scoring pretty much every single possession, but it's all good. We're doing the exact same thing. It would end up being a close one here, 15-13. I got the deep bomber though, 7 points, 3 assists. I'm trying to make some kind of crazy play, but we're going to go ahead, get the nice easy dunk to go. 16-17 now, 9 points and 3 assists for Harden. Gonna go ahead, hit the hesitation move. Probably had the dunk, but it's all good because we hit Breeze, and he's gonna hit us on that wing, knocking it down. 20-16, a questionable shot by them. We're throwing it up to Sage in transition, but he makes the nice unselfish play, hits Harden at half court, and we're stepping back, knocking that one down with the deep bomber. 23-16, a nice quick little 650 BC, and we ended up going on a little bit of a win streak and then losing. I think we won about 4 games and lost 1, and then I decided to go ahead and put on Harden's layup as well and his layup Euro step. So these are all of the final animations for the James Harden build. If you were curious, hadn't checked in with the animations, and I also wanted to make sure I had that Harden layup on, especially since we're at a 98 overall now, and I haven't really had a high layup throughout this entire video, so had to go ahead, get on as many Harden animations as we can. But in this game, we're up 2-2. Gonna go ahead and use one of those layups right there, get our 4th point of the game, and you see we're playing some more great defense. Got that 2-way, pulling up in transition. That is one thing that was actually really surprised about this James Harden build, was the defensive capabilities. I only get a 73 steal. As you see, we get another one right there. Got the 2-way, and we're getting on that rim. So we're taking over this game right now, and we're actually doing it on the defensive end, snagging a board. We're up 11-4 now. I'm trying to snatch some ankles with this sharpshooting takeover. Unfortunately, not really able to get anything too crazy, but we're stepping back, go-to shot, and hit a 47% contested shot for our 12th point of this game, and we're getting a nice easy assist over to Sage. I have really mixed feelings about go-to shots in 2K26 after using this James Harden build, as we get that nice easy scoop layup to go. The go-to shots are kind of funky at times, but you can also hit some crazy contested shots. You see right here, I don't know exactly what was going on there. He ended up fouling me, and then we would end up getting yet another steal in this game. That's 3 steals so far, and why not hit a go-to shot to end that game off? 22-11, and we get 597 VC, and then we only had a couple more games left to play to get to that 99. We're snatching back, knocking down 3s, and it actually ended up working out nicely that I didn't get all of the VC that I needed for the rest of this Harden build when we were streak hunting. That was kind of my plan, to get to a 94, 95 overall, max out my points, and then just beat a bunch of streaks. But unfortunately, things didn't really work out that way, but I think it worked out well in the end, as we're able to get a bunch of fun clips here as a 98 overall. You see, we got our heat check right now. We're kind of messing around with this guy. I had a bunch of open shots, but decided to take the nice little layup. I really just wanted to take as many layups as possible because I haven't been able to do many on this James Harden build, and obviously James Harden in real life is known for some crazy layups. But you see right here, we're trying to hit a crazy go-to shot, and we do exactly that. Might be the best clip of the Harden 60-99. It really doesn't get much better than that. Breaking his ankles from well beyond half court and knocking down the 3. Those are the perks of having sharpshooting takeover and your heat check. And we end up going ahead and finishing that game off with a nice little scoop layup as well. So things are looking really, really good on the Harden build. We're out here hooping, getting a bunch of VC. We ended up going on another, I think, 4 or 5 win streak. And then we had just one more game left to play here on the Harden build. Gonna go ahead, start it off with a nice easy assist, get our takeover up so that we can get that deep bomber again, maybe get heat check again, shoot from well beyond half court to end off this 60 to 99 overall challenge. I've had a bunch of fun on this Harden build. You see, we're going in another scoop layup. That is one thing I wish I would have upgraded a little bit sooner on the Harden build, was his layup, but it's all good. We're still able to make some highlight plays out here as we get the nice little self lob. I'm not exactly sure if James Harden is doing that in real life, but that just shows you how good this build actually is in this game. It's actually insane. As you see, we're knocking down another 3, up 9 to 16 now. Harden's got 10 points, and obviously we're looking to score, not looking to pass much here in the end, but I'm trying to get some ankle breakers. Didn't really get anything, so we end up just taking an easy little layup. And like I was saying, I'm trying to get that heat check, so we're gonna go ahead, hit Sage, tell him to hit me back for the nice easy midi, get us to 20, and now we have our heat check. We have our deep bomber for the 99 overall. And I late the shot. I was so excited, so hyped to hit 99 overall from beyond half court, and I was even more hyped to hit that shot, and I laid it again. Not a very good ending for James Harden, but hey, it's all good. It's not like we're ending off on a loss or anything. We're gonna go ahead, just finish this one up with a nice little layup. In the end, we hit the 99 overall after winning 22 to 15. We get 586 VC. We didn't hit the half court shot with the heat check, but it's all good. We got up to 14,554 VC. So we're gonna go ahead, max out our remaining attributes, our close shot, post control, interior defense, block, and defensive rebound. That's gonna get us to the 99 overall that we've been grinding for all this time on the James Harden build. And just like that, we've completed another 60 to 99 overall challenge. So with that, that is going to go ahead and wrap up the James Harden 60 to 99. I hope you guys all did enjoy. If you did, make sure to go ahead, leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I will see you guys all in the next one.